banana. Or not. That's cool too. Ah, here we go. Hey everybody, welcome. It's Sunday, Sci-Fi Sunday, guys, and welcome to hell. We're talking about the convenience of hell on 7/11/21. It's all the movies, TV shows, and things based on hell, Satan, demons, what have you. That convenient trope that you can use in a movie. I'm
Also
joined today
Pazuzu.
Right. And Marty and my other friend Mark. Hey guys.
Hey.
And yeah, just to start off, guys, there's about a million of them. Favorite hell-based movies or anything?
I'd have to start off with Legend. Not really hell-based, but Tim Curry as the devil, magnificent.
Oh, it's a great devil.
You have to throw Hellraiser out there just because it literally does deal with hell and all the facets of hell. So I was that.
Oh, sorry, Mark.
No, I was just saying those would be my two.
I'd probably go with The Void. Jeremy Gillespie's The Void. Kind of like Love Child, the Hellraiser, and The Thing. This doctor, he converts his hospital in a portal to a dimension that may or may not be hell to bring back his stillborn daughter. And all the patients that are human go mad, and all the ones that are dead come back as something else and something horrible. Really recommend it. Really cool practical effects. And I'm going to go old school, and I'm going to go with The Exorcist, because the original Exorcist kicked arse. Because you don't know, for a majority of the movie, you don't know, is it the girl is psychologically affected, or is it actually the devil? So those two.
Good choices. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I was gonna say The Exorcist, but it's fine because I'm just gonna say The Exorcist 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great movie.
That one's fucking cool as well. Brad Dourif as is it not the Gemini Killer?
Yeah, the Gemini Killer.
Okay.
Just a fun fact.
Oh yeah, the Gemini Killer.
Exorcist 3 was one of Jeffrey Dahmer's favorite movies, and he even watched it with a couple of his victims before he killed them.
Whoa.
Well, at least you got a movie. I mean, usually you do dinner and then the movie.
Imagine being handcuffed to this dude, and he's sitting there with a knife, and he tells you he's going to eat your heart, and then he makes you watch the fucking Exorcist 3. Just the fear, and you just be like, oh fuck.
Is this the extended edition? Please be the extended edition. I shouldn't be joking. But
no, it's good. It's good. I was gonna say.
Well, and besides that one, I'd probably say, because if we're doing two, right? My second one would be Jason Goes to Hell.
Oh,
even though you don't see hell.
Yeah.
Turns out Jason's a deadite, and they're using the fucking Necronomicon to bring him back.
The Necronomicon.
Yeah. It's like you really don't get hell, but you get a good taste of it, and you get that weird snake.
You see the demon's hands come up out of the end, and pull him down.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, I'm probably gonna go for my two. I'm gonna go with the original Hellraiser, and I'm gonna go for, even though it's not the best movie ever, I really like it. I am gonna go for Event Horizon. That's Austin Helen space.
Event Horizon kicks ass.
Oh. Has anyone seen that one? It was on Netflix, and it was about the dude went into hell, and he has like a bell, and he like
The Devil
fought
in
his
the
way
Black.
back out. Yes, yeah, that was a good one.
Oh,
It was a foreign film, wasn't it?
It was all in
Wasn't it?
Italian.
Yeah, that's a good one. If you haven't seen that,
I haven't seen that one. I gotta check
It's on-
that out.
Netflix, I think.
Yeah, I don't have Netflix. I'll get it when it gets on Tubi.
Oh, who lives on a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants.
That'd be quite the different kind of hell dimension.
Fun sponge, round pants, fun sponge, round pants.
Constantine is an okay movie, but I wish they kept it more in line with the comics, Ben, because
Yeah,
I like Keanu Reeves, but he's very different from the character. The character's based
Yeah.
on Steam. They actually designed the character based off Steam.
they made him.
Oh.
They Keanu'd it, Matrixed it up too much. First
Oh,
off,
they
Constantine
Americanized it.
he doesn't dress in all black. He wears like a tan trench coat, and actual colors.
And he's a Scouser.
He's a bisexual in the comic books,
Yeah.
Oh,
And
they
he
took that right
sm-
out. Then.
and he smokes the silk cut, which are like the girl cigarettes specifically.
There's a brilliant comic strip, Ethel, where a friend of his, an Irish friend of his, has made a deal with the devil, and the devil comes to collect his soul. So Constantine, in an effort to save your man, is like, before you take Sean to hell, have a pint of Guinness. And the devil's drinking the Guinness. He's like, I'm going to be getting your soul too. He's like, oh, that's all right. Oh, by the way, Constantine, what are the candles for? Oh, they stop the Guinness from turning back into holy water. And he's like, what? And he just puts out the candles, and the fucking Guinness he's drank turns back into holy water, and he explodes. It's fucking brilliant.
Oh, that's cool. And that's sort of the cool concept about these films is anything goes. There's a loose set of parameters of what is hell, what's demonic, and what is not.
They even explained it in Constantine.
Go ahead.
I can't remember exactly. Maybe one of y'all can say the in Constantine he said that it wouldn't all have been the hell that you see in that. It would have been different for different people.
Yeah,
he saw like LA.
Because of you and your sin and your guilt, you create and you manifest your own personal hell, and that's how it tortures you more, because it's more attuned to you.
The one hell it showed looked kind of like a
nuclear wasteland.
LA.
Yeah,
Kinda.
the
It looked like a city that was just it was just kind of like all burn up.
Like in the
that was it,
thumbnail,
though.
but without
Sorry.
11.
Yeah. That's a good one though. I didn't think of that one. I was thinking horror movie. Also Little Nicky. You got us fucking Little Nicky's great.
Oh yeah. And where are you from? The South. That deep South. That's great.
Maybe it's okay if we let a
Calm
couple
down,
of people
Liberace.
escape hell. Are you kidding me? Last time we let that happen, the fucking Renaissance occurred. I love that line. Ethel, what was it? Hitler was dressed as a French maid and had a fucking pineapple stuck up his ass every single day.
Oh, it's
sounds like every femboy on Twitter. Never mind.
Pretty much. But I don't know. It was a creative idea. Probably not one of Sandler's best films, but a gem in of its own right. It had its fun. Popeye's chicken is the shiznat.
Popeye's chicken is the shiznit. I'm just jamming.
Hey, Coriander. Thanks for
Hello.
swinging by.
Hello. I love you.
We're just glad you could stop by, even if you can't stay. It's always cool to see you, friend.
Ethel, what
No-
would you say? What would you say is your favorite, all-time favorite Hell movie? Would it be Hellraiser or would it be Event Horizon? If you had to pick one or the other.
I'm gonna have to go with Hellraiser. Just narrowly beats it out, and I think it's just because I read the book first, and I don't know. I liked it. It was different from the book, but it kept enough of the same stuff that I was able to be cool with it. I froze myself. Hold on. There we go. But and I liked how the main character basically, Kirsty, she has to deal with Pinhead and sort of give him Frank,
Yeah, the thing that interests me is that Frank and Julia were meant to be the main antagonists, and Pinhead was just supposed to be like a cool flash in the pan entity, and then it was like, no,
And that
we
first
want this
one,
guy.
he was. I thought he was more of the bad guy than Pinhead in the first one. He was so sleazy, and just come to daddy.
But what I meant was that like the franchise itself, I think Barker wanted the Cenobites to kind of play back seat to Julia and her antics, but apparently just people fell in love with the design and Doug Bradley's performance.
So it was a
The
great
box.
design.
You opened it, we came. But I didn't mean to open it.
Very great design.
We have an eternity to know your flesh.
We have flesh to show you.
Now in the second one, you do get Julia as the main.
He cuts to a measuring tape and a micro penis.
So I mean, they do.
Sights to show you. Yeah.
They do deliver.
And then you
on
see that they have their own personal hell in that one too, where Frank has the like being teased by the girls, but there's no one ever there, and he can't, and it's just forever like that.
Ethel, what do you think? What did you think of Julia's kind of evolution in the second movie? How did you feel? Do you think she kind of progressed?
She definitely became more arch in the second movie. Before she was just sort of like she was a bitch and she was there. In the second one, she sort of basically takes over. She is the big bad in that movie.
Yeah.
Well, they literally make her the Frank in the second one, and she's got to do the same thing he did and get the body and skin and stuff back together.
I did like they caught you off guard because there's a scene where you think there's going to be a showdown between the Cenobite doctor and the Cenobites. You're like, oh, this is going to be cool. And he just wastes some
show down my ass. And to think,
I was not.
For a moment, I hesitated. That fucking doctor. To think, I hesitated.
Was brilliant.
One thing I didn't understand though in that second one, how come Frank had to literally get someone else's skin, but Julia like magically just grew her original skin? You know what I mean?
I'd say because Frank's body was totally fucking destroyed. His patched up flesh, like he was snapped in half, so there wasn't anything to kind of reconstruct. That's my guess. What do you think, Ethan? Why do you think Julia got the skin and Frank didn't?
Well, Frank came from a little puddle that was stuck in the floor, Julia came
Yeah.
from the blood-soaked mattress. So I mean, arguably, there's more matter there to constitute her out of, which she needed
Yeah,
less people.
the way I saw the second one was the reason Julia got more flesh than Frank did was in the first one Frank is literally ripped apart. You actually he opens the box, he gets torn to pieces. So yeah, Julia has to lure all those men to Frank so he can get his flesh. But at the end of the first Hellraiser, Julia doesn't really, get torn to pieces. She just gets stabbed. So yeah, there's more to work with in Julia's case than there was in Frank's.
I think it's a combination of that, and they just kind of want to direct that whole thing, just to make it simpler, because they wanted the same actress playing her. They didn't want it to be someone else. So it's like, well, she's just going to have her original skin. That asshole from last night, John, and that picture, I mean, that started so much shit.
Art, what did you think the other Hellraiser sequels do? I meant to ask.
Number 3 is okay.
There we go.
But I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan.
Hey, Trench.
Hey.
Not really.
Number 3 takes a nosedive for sure.
You guys are gonna fucking tar and feather me, but I actually like Bloodlines. Bloodlines is my favorite.
Bloodlines is my favorite, but I do like it.
I like the 3 centuries, and I know the whole the Jason fucking in space or fucking Leprechaun in space is being done together. I liked it. I thought it suited us.
No, it's cool, and I like how you get the giant cube,
Yeah. If you're going to build a fucking configuration box, make a giant fucking one near a supernova and capture the bastard in it. That's a perfect idea. And I just like the 3 different centuries as well.
I liked Hellraiser 4 Bloodlines because it told the origin of the box.
Yeah.
That's what I liked.
That was probably one of its greatest contributions, Mark, is because you're watching the first film, second one, third one, and the whole time you back your head every so often, you're thinking, where did this box come from? Is it from hell? Did someone make it? What is it?
Yeah.
Well, I misspoke earlier when I said I don't like any of the sequels. The reboot, remake things they've done, the one was, it was okay.
I didn't like how that ended because they turned all the fucking Cenobites into humans.
Chews up the paper and then pukes it up during the judgment stuff.
Yeah. But Art, they turned all the Cenobites into humans in the end because fucking Pinhead killed an angel. And
how did he kill an angel?
He killed an angel. He ripped her to pieces. He killed her, and then they all got turned into homeless people. And I'm like, what? Did you see that, Ethel? That one?
Yeah, I had it upstairs. It made no sense to me at all. But I mean, they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
It's Pinhead. He's got to be the biggest and the baddest, even though he's supposed to be another Cenobite.
Trench, have you any favorite Hellraiser movies?
I've only seen 1 and 2, and then the one with Craig Sheffer. I like all I've seen though. I like the 3 I've seen, but 2 has to be my favorite. I love 2. 2 is the shit.
It's very good for a
It's cool, but I don't know why. I just really like 3.
I like 2, but If I have to pick one to go at the top, though, it's the first Hellraiser.
Yeah,
gotta
you
be.
can't pick against the first one.
No.
I think one's really good, but I don't know. I think two takes
Get him
one
out.
and elevates it
Kick him
to
out.
me. Besides Pinhead, besides Dr. Chenard killing all the Cenobites, I wish they could have explained that a little better, why he could do that. But I still like it.
It
I don't
had great
understand how come
imagery.
he was an out of control Cenobite. How come when he got turned into a Cenobite, he wasn't like the other ones and was going to do the actual work? He was just like, I'm going to kill everyone, even the other Cenobites.
I think it's just there was still some element of humanity in him, and he was like he wanted to usurp them. That's my best guess. He wanted to be the new Lord of Hell.
It was
Chief Priest of
Freddy
Hell.
esque-ish. It was like in Freddy's Nightmare 2, Freddy's Revenge, when Freddy comes out into the world and he's like, y'all are all my children now. It was kind of like that. It's like
I still
they
like,
didn't have it all set yet.
even though
Oh, yeah.
two have plot holes, like why the fuck did Julia go back into the box? She would have been fine if she didn't go back in the box, but she still did, and I don't know, but I still like it. Some plot holes.
Yeah.
She was a great villain. Like, I really liked her as a villain.
Dude, when she ripped out Frank's heart
And she was hot, too.
That shit
I
is
forget her
dope.
name. Yeah. She looks like Darkman at one point with the gauze
Bandages.
wrapped around her. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, no, the Hellraiser series is like it. I think the early part of them are fairly solid. I don't think they're terrible until maybe part 5. I think they really turned shit after part 5.
I think
That
I
was
like part
the
5.
detective, right? Oh, sorry, Trench.
The problem is...
My bad.
Oh, you can go.
No, I was just saying, I think I like part 5. Is that with Craig Sheffer? Because I like that one. I think it's unique.
Someone correct me on this if I'm wrong. Isn't the thing with Hellraiser is almost all of the later ones started off not as Hellraiser movies, and then they just kind of said,
Yeah,
this is going to be a Hellraiser movie.
They repurposed a lot of horror movies and put the Hellraiser title. I mean, Paul Bettany turns up in a later one that's basically Pinhead. Pinhead is in the internet.
Yeah, that one was funny. I mean, I don't hate the movies. I just mean they're not like extremely good, but they're enjoyable to watch.
The thing is, Art, there's one where fucking Lance Henriksen has
In the
developed a
funny
video
sense.
game, and it's how fucking Pinhead fucking comes out.
Hey, John.
Yep.
There we go. That's what I'm trying to click on. John says, watch Childhood's End based off the book by Arthur C. Clarke. I have not seen that one. But... There we go. Out there.
Ethel, do you think, is there anything else that we can cover about the Hellraiser franchise, or do you think we've covered every angle?
I think it would have been great if we'd gotten that proposed movie where they had Jason and Freddy and Pinhead all in the same movie, and they were duking it out in hell. I think that would have been a great. Great movie.
There was actually a proposed ending to Freddy vs. Jason, where New Line tried getting the rights to a bunch of slasher characters, and Freddy and Jason end up in an arena, and Pinhead's there, and he's like, "Oh, you appear to have a disagreement, gentlemen. Well, you're going to have to sort it out the only way we can do down here, and like fucking Candyman and Chucky and Leatherface and fucking the Jinn are all cheering in this kind of gladiatorial arena.
Mm.
See,
Well,
that
before
would've
we
been
move
cool.
on from Hellraiser, though,
Yeah.
before we move on from it, Ethel, could you tell us some of the differences between the book and the movie? Like, how
Oh,
was
it
it
was a
pretty
lot.
much
Like,
the same?
so it's similar. Like Frank still opens the box. He still goes to hell. He still comes back. Julia still brings people for him to kill. But it's a lot. You like first off, like Pinhead's supposed to be a woman,
Oh,
and like which Ben's saying that they're going to finally have a female Pinhead, so that'll be interesting. And it's a lot different. It starts out different. Like I mean, they obviously couldn't include this, but you've got Frank spanking the monkey as he goes to hell. That's interesting.
that's just crazy. Would you say that the book is more extreme than the movie? Besides that
the book
scene?
is more the book is more graphic than the movie, but
Just all the different stuff.
it's a short read. It's a pretty short read. It's like that thick a book.
It's
So
Yeah,
the Hellbound Heart.
Yeah, it's a short story. It's part. Queenie was telling me it's part of a much bigger compendium. I'm just wondering if they do the reboot and they stick closer to the book, will they be able to do in this kind of PC kind of culture? Will it be as sexually charged and graphic as it is in the book, Ethel?
No.
There's no way. They're going to tone it down and make it be PG-13. There's no way, because you'd have to have a very hard R for that book to be made.
Y'all should read the Twitter group chat. Anthro posted something important.
Yep.
Oh,
Well,
I'll have to check it out later.
no, it's good news. It's good news.
No, look,
Okay.
here we're getting off track.
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it out loud. That's why I said.
No, it's grand art. But
I was gonna tell you guys after the stream. I was gonna wait after.
Yeah, no. Event Horizon, Ethel. Your thoughts on it? You said you enjoy it, but you recognize it's not a great movie.
Yeah, it's all right. Technically, it's not a very good movie, but when you watch it, if you like the imagery and you like the acting from Sam Neill and you like the whole concept, then you're gonna love the movie, because it's geez, I don't know how to describe it other than it's a lot of fun. I remember I used to say this was one of my favorite movies. I said this back when it came out to a kid in class, and he looked at me and he's like, "What? You're sick. That movie's for psychos." And I'm like, "Okay."
It's a gothic horror. It's Lovecraftian in nature. You have a ship that is designed to look like Notre Dame Cathedral. The fucking even the markings on the ship are Roman numerals. And the gantries have stained glass windows. It's like when I was doing my comic Salvage, that was a major influence on that. Like the structure and how to make sci-fi gothic. That's the perfect way of doing it, and it does kick arse. And at the end of the day, there is a wafer thin plot, but I think it works. When it came out originally, people loved it, but as it went over time, people are just like, it's not that clever. I still think it's a cool movie, though. Visually, it's astounding.
Well, it's got great visuals in it, and Sam Neill does a wonderful job as Dr. Weir. Like, you start thinking, okay, this guy, he's got some problems. You know, he's got trauma from where his wife died. But like, you think like he's genuinely a good guy, and then the twist is he ends up becoming like a monster, and he is the worst of the worst. in this movie. He's ripping out his own eyeballs. He's freaking killing people. It's what a cool twist. The ship goes to hell. Like it's great.
The thing is that it's also, some people compare it as well to The Shining in space. If Shining and Alien had a baby, like you have this guy who starts out normal, and then the environment starts fucking with his head, and that's, as you said, it's pretty cool. Like that element is pretty cool.
It's very much like a haunted house movie in space.
Yeah, Jeremy Bolt did the script, and he wanted to kind of really push the sci-fi gothic element, and like not they originally were going to have it as an extraterrestrial force that was affecting the ship. But
that would have watered it down.
Yeah. Apparently, it was much longer and much more graphic. You'll find this hilarious. There are 2 reels of the movie in a salt mine in Transylvania, and they are ruined. We'll never get a director's cut because they were ruined. They were basically left in a salt mine in Transylvania, and those reels, I think there's like 45 minutes more of film just destroyed.
That's the movie I was thinking of, because like I was like, someone was telling me like, oh, these people left this like footage to rot in salt, which is like the worst place to keep it because it like disintegrates. And I'm like, that fucking sucks. But I didn't know what movie it was. Like I forgot.
Yeah, it's a shame. I would have loved to see the extra footage and all the excessive graphic, basically orgy that they had, where everybody's like killing each other and scrolling, and you get a few seconds of it.
Which movie? Which
Event
movie?
Horizon.
Oh, I've never seen it.
It's a great
So
movie.
did that.
I gotta see it.
Is
Too.
it good?
And
It's really
Yeah.
good.
It's something just one I should watch.
Oh, it
We
kicks
should do a
ass.
watch them sometime.
Yes, sir. It's one you should definitely watch.
Well, I think Pandorum is better. I think Jeremy Bolt kind of really fucking hit the mark with Pandorum. But Event Horizon is pretty awesome.
They know.
I gotta watch Pandorum. I started it as a kid, but I never got to finish it because I got bored because I was a kid. I'll have to rewatch.
Hey, yo.
Sorry, guys.
Hey.
Sorry. Internet
Oh.
is hell.
Oh yes.
Christian's back.
The internet
I
is
thought he was in
fucking
visiting someone.
So,
He had to come back to see Papa Marty. Papa.
Have you guys seen Event Horizon, and what's your thoughts?
I love Event Horizon. It's Hellraiser in space and just perfect.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah, but Hellraiser Bloodline was Hellraiser in space.
This
You're
is
right.
true.
It's
Literally.
better Hellraiser Bloodline.
Yeah. Had you any scene around Ethel that made you think this movie kicks arse, or this movie is really, it's got balls, that you can think of?
It's that scene when the captain is in the black hole room and the whole place bursts into flames, and then Sam Neill comes out of there and he's all on fire and like naked and cut up. Like that scene's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they set that up before. He's like, I think Lawrence Fishburne's like, have you ever seen fire in zero gravity? Like that's it kind of encompasses his fear.
Yeah, you've got that whole reactor spinning around, and even it's on fire. Like it just looks cool.
Very visually stimulating.
Yeah.
Mark, what about yourself, dude? Have you any favorite scene from the movie?
Probably have to go with the origin where it's just one big mass of flesh. That was, you just knew that nothing was going to end well for that it was like, no, they're all gonna die.
What about yours? Trench, have you seen this movie?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Jen,
Mm.
Christian, have you seen this? Have you your favorite scene? I know you've seen it. But have you your favorite scene?
Fire and destruction.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Ethel.
Me too.
Just the fire in zero gravity is such a cool idea. I really like it. It's kind of ridiculous, but I can go with it. The movie more than makes up for it. I can extend my sense of disbelief for it.
Because it's so damn pretty.
Pretty much. Yeah.
The scene where they find the log from the original crew, and it's like the big fucking blood orgy.
Yes.
And like it's like liberating me, and you see one guy getting his fucking tooth chiseled out, and I think someone's fucking someone's stomach wound.
They
Or-
are.
or-
Yes.
Yeah, it's like you know you're onto some fucking serious gold when you're watching that flick, and it's just a cool
Yeah.
sci-fi horror, like you know.
And it's hot to watch
Now, Marty,
someone
are
fuck
you-
the stomach room.
What?
Now, Marty, in the extended version that's now lost to time, I remember you saying, was there like a whole full minute of that they?
Yeah,
That's gone?
it's a lot more graphic, and there's even more scenes where Weir in demonic form, he puts his hand on Lawrence Fishburne's head and shows him the vision of hell. That's way more graphic. Apparently, they done a prosthetic of the blonde chick, and there's literally maggots coming out of every, and I mean every orifice of her body. And they were like, we can't put this in. We cannot put this in. Like it's insane. It's fucking insane, the stuff they wanted to put in. And I would love to see an unrated version. But sadly, some fucking dumbass put the reels in a salt mine in Transylvania, and the reels are now destroyed.
Yeah.
Why a salt mine?
Why not a salt mine? I mean, where else would you keep the unedited version of Event Horizon?
Actually, that's not uncommon. Believe it or not, here in America, we use disused mines to store stuff like that too.
Yeah,
In
that's
Washington,
true.
there's a mine, and they use it to store the National Archives and stuff. A lot of stuff there is stored in that mine.
You're right. I guess it does make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of.
It is
Yeah,
a
but not
weird
with
concept
salt.
because it's like, why, old facility or something? I don't know.
We need to make a
But,
salt circle.
guys, do you think?
We need to protect ourselves.
So, out of the four of you that have seen the film, do you think that if we'd gotten like the full unrated version, like before it got destroyed, released theatrically or released as an alternate version after it came out on video, do you think this movie wouldn't be considered a bad movie? It would be considered like, a monumental kind of thing because it was so graphic?
Like the prospect of watching a version where maggots come out of like fucking Julie Richardson's Vajingo. I don't know, would that
Vajingo.
heighten the experience of the movie, or would it just basically be the coffin nail in its popularity? I
Vajingo
can't see,
Unchained.
I can't see a lot of women's focus groups being too fucking keen on the film, like,
See, now that would be a plus for me. That would be a plus.
Ah, you bastard.
Jen,
You
what
don't
are you
think it
fucking
would add-
planning when we meet? What are you planning on doing when we meet up? Okay? What the fuck are you planning?
If I told you, it wouldn't be a surprise.
She's got a point.
Good answer. Good answer.
You stay out of this, boy. You stay out of this.
Jen, just to answer your earlier question, mealworms are definitely on sale, as well as the whips and the leather.
I knew about the whips and the leather, but I did not know about the mealworm. So thank you for that.
Ethel, don't fucking encourage her. Don't
Wait a minute.
encourage
What
her.
the fuck do you do with a mealworm? What do you do with it? Does it go in somewhere? Like, does it like the gerbil thing?
Sort of.
Oh, God. I'm not Richard Gere, Jen. I'm not Richard Gere.
You're my Richard Gere.
But I don't know. You include you include those extra graphic scenes in a movie like that, and it's either gonna make it worse, make it better, or it's just gonna make it really infamous. And I happen to think that it would have made it more infamous, and maybe I don't know. People have a different opinion of it
I
even
agree.
now. But
I don't know. So some people would really actually not just infamous, but really think, "Wow, we've got something here."
Based off from what I've heard of what the footage is, there would probably be no way it would have gotten a theatrical release. So it would have been like, it probably, if anything, it might have started like the unrated VHS or DVD craze a few years earlier, if anything. But I don't know. It also could have just, I don't know, because you also could have had some trouble with certain companies wanting to carry it. I don't think Walmart would want to be carrying a guy getting his stomach fucked.
Why not?
yeah, you're not gonna rent that one at Blockbuster, that's for sure.
My Blockbuster had a softcore porno, so you probably could find it there.
Yeah, but that's a softcore porn. You always go into the video store, and there's always the back
It
section.
was like the
Or there's always at the top shelf art. There's like the cases with like, I don't know if you guys had it, but like a piece of paper taped over the front of the box. I don't know why I brought that up, but
no, they just kind of expected if you were a kid, don't go down that aisle.
We the non
But you know they would run down the aisle real quick, looking at all the shit they could, real quick. I did, anyways.
like the setup we had at the CD videos in there, and of course there'd be all sorts of stuff, movies that are to buy, and of course those would be like you'd see them at a regular adult bookstore. But if you walk to the back of the room, there'd be a shelf, and there'd be these big, thick 3-ring binders, and you open them up, and you'd have the cases for all the videos in the binder, and there'd be a little ticket with each case if it hadn't been rented, and you'd take the ticket up to the counter, and the guy would match the number up on the ticket with the number on the blank case that the tape was actually in, so he would know what the title was. That's something they did here.
Very cool.
it's nice and discreet, so you don't look like an absolute fucking pervert, just like them.
Look, if you go into the back room thing, into a room by yourself, everyone's going to assume that, anyways. You went into the back room with the binder.
Well, that's the problem.
Did they have like the little TV?
People either
they
see
can watch?
No. That's like at a
Have like a
bookstore.
little rub and go.
I like how we started out on how we ended up in the back room of a bookstore.
That makes sense.
Yeah, hell, another version.
Yeah.
But you'd always see people go back there, or you'd see the people walk up to the counter with the ticket, and it's like you knew what they were getting. You knew they were getting something, and it's like, okay.
And they don't want to
I
make
guess
eye
I know what
contact.
when they go home.
No one wants to make eye contact.
I remember seeing like one person get like a porno. It wasn't a ticket thing. They just had him in the back room and you brought him out. And one of them had a porno, and then they also had a Disney movie with it.
Okay.
Hey, they have to,
Before you say
they have
anything,
to
no.
please everybody.
No, that wasn't me. But I guess I can kind of understand the logic of
For
like,
the kids.
well, like okay,
If you're gonna get yourself something.
well, like
for the
okay, I'm
kids,
gonna rent like this hardcore fucking fisting movie and also like the best of Mickey Mouse so I don't look like a pervert.
It's actually funny you said that because I was watching this bigger YouTubers talking about video store rentals, and this guy said he did the exact same thing. He's like, he was getting this like heavy porn movie, and he's like, I'll just grab this Disney movie so I don't look suspicious, and it just makes it look worse.
James, that's the equivalent. That's the equivalent of going into a store, buying a full pack of Huggies, and then a bottle of tequila, and you're like, the fuck are they fucking planning tonight? Like,
Tequila, put that down.
Oh my god, did I tell you about the condoms and the baby toy?
No.
Oh my god. Okay. So when I was up in Texas recently, we were going to get like a couple little supply things, and we were doing the self-checkout, and somebody was buying a box of Trojan condoms and like a baby rattle. and a couple of instant TV dinners. It's like, what your night gonna be, my friend?
Like the rattle is in case the condoms are defective. It's like, hey, bro, you might need this later.
Oh my god!
I can't believe I forgot to tell you about that. It was fucking hilarious. I was so hard to not like burst out laughing.
Ethel, what's the next movie on the hit list?
The next movie on the hit list. All right, so now we'll go sort of towards. We'll circle back to more healthy and stuff as you guys, start bouncing stuff off. But we'll go towards sort of like the more demonic realm. From Beyond, guys, great movie. You got that
Awesome
resonator
movie.
thing. And demons walking among us. We don't see them. Friggin' hell's creatures. Those pink jellyfish, guys. Love the pink jellyfish.
I always think of Stargate when I also think of that movie. There's an episode of Stargate where it turns out there's a bunch of fucking aliens floating around and we just can't see them because they're in another spectrum. But,
I tweeted about that a while back.
Samantha Carter doesn't dress up in fucking dominatrix gear, but you can dream and hope, like.
You grow that weird thing out of your forehead.
Pineal gland, or as I call it, a head dick. Just your fucking head dick comes out.
But that's obviously a love adaptation, which you can't talk about hell without talking about Lovecraft. You have to, Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
The guy was about it. No. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I kind of look at this as the unofficial kind of Lovecraftian kind of trilogy, that and From Beyond, and this is definitely more the demonic thing with the transformation of, is it Dr. Pretorius? Is that his name, Ethel?
Yeah, Pretorius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in Bride of Frankenstein.
I will tell you one thing. Only Jeffrey Combs could deliver a line of, I seen his head bitten off like a gingerbread man, and like it would not seem stupid. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe it does seem stupid. I just thought.
No, that's the best line in the movie.
Brilliant in From Beyond.
Oh yeah.
He was the standout in that movie. I mean, I like Barbara Crampton and the other dominatrix up there, but she didn't really add much to the movie. Jeffrey Combs was the selling point on that movie.
Hey, it didn't take away from the movie either. Okay.
No, I didn't say
that. Fucking bad Barbara Compton dressed in leather here. Hold on. Let's not throw out the baby.
I never said it was a bad thing. I just said she had a whole lot to the movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Then you had Kim Marie in there. And,
It's fine.
and,
Very good.
you know,
Jen, Christian, what's your thoughts on From Beyond?
Oh, watched Sleepaway Camp last night with John and Trench
Oh, cool.
Ooh,
for the
Great
first
movie.
time
great movie.
I'd ever seen it. I had to replay the ending. Like, what?
She's a boy.
You didn't know. Oh my god. That's
No, well,
so
I
rare to
already
find
knew the
someone.
twist, but she
Oh,
still
okay.
looked so fucking crazy there, like with
Oh,
her
okay.
mouth open and just like, ah. It was
Yeah.
just like, what? It's this cock goblin, this thing, growling.
Yeah, my bad.
It
dude.
was
I
actually,
thought-
it wasn't, it was a dude with a mask, like a
That-
super paper thin mask.
Yeah, because
That's why
what
it looks
happened
so
was
crazy.
the parents
Yeah.
were like, "Yeah, you're not putting a strap on our daughter," and it's like, okay, which makes sense.
Here, guys, fucking From Beyond, from Beyond. What's your thoughts on Trenchy? What's your thoughts on From Beyond?
I've never seen it, but it looks dope. I always see with the girl in front of the machine and the purple lighting and shit, so it looks cool. I've never seen the actual movie.
Jen, Christian, what's your thoughts on the movie? What's
Well,
your overall thoughts on the movie?
This is
Like,
your area.
I love it. It's the trilogy of like Stuart Gordon Lovecraft adaptations is super hard because ask me at any day and I would say any of them are my favorite. Like I love Reanimator and Castle Freak and From Beyond, all for very different reasons. But From Beyond is probably the most weird and experimental of them all. It's just so goddamn weird and lovable, and the effects actually like hold up really damn well. Like some of the stuff in Reanimator doesn't hold up super well anymore, but the From Beyond stuff still looks amazing and I think it was the lowest budget out of all of them. So yeah, no, I love the movie.
leave it to Barbara Crampton to make a scene where she's having sex with an unconscious Jeffrey Combs who's had every rib of hair in his body melted off due to giant worm stomach acid, and it's still kind of hot.
Yep, still a little hot. Yeah,
I would agree.
yeah.
That's actually my favorite part of the movie.
Of course, it's your
is.
favorite part of the movie.
That's why I love you.
I like that part where they're sitting at the counter and they're talking about the experiment, and then all of a sudden he's just like, well, what about the hard-ons?
Yeah, sure, but that doesn't explain why I got a major hard on it.
I forget about that line every time I watch the movie. It always catches me off guard.
I know. Oh, sorry, Ethel, what?
I was just saying it comes out of nowhere, Christian. It's just it's hilarious.
Much like a real hard-on.
Yeah.
I told you not to tell anyone. I mean, yeah. Anyway, back to the movie.
I am.
What's that?
Well, yeah, I know the effects are like old and stuff, and for the most part they're pretty cool. But I laugh every time when I see fucking Ken Foree with like his melted body and his skeleton hands. He's like, oh, he looks so cute. He's like,
Skeleton.
Mark, have you any favorite scenes in that movie?
My favorite scene is when they first turn on the machine and those fucking bugs just start swarming Kim Faree and fucking they gnaw on them.
Yeah. I think that was the third time they turned it on because it was getting more and more powerful each time they turned it on. And like the first time they turned it on, I think they just bit his arm.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, no, that is a cool scene where he gets mauled. I just still think it's kind of funny. If himself, it's like something out of a fucking Saturday Night Live sketch with him and the skeleton body with his skeleton little hands. And he's like, oh, he looks so adorable. Art, have you seen From Beyond?
No.
You gotta. It kicks ass.
Yeah, I think you'd love it.
Great movie.
It's such a good blend, like the mad scientist, science fiction, technology kind of angle, and the whole demonic thing. It's such a good blend.
Mhm.
It fits. It feels like something like if there was
I agree.
hell and all
Yeah.
that. It's like something that a scientist could do.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, just
Yeah.
That's sort of a metaphor we make our own hell too.
Possibly.
Like if you had access to a machine that would make people horny, but also bring creatures in from another world, would you turn it on? Ethel, would you turn on a super horny machine, but also knowing that it might bring demons from another existence?
Well, I tried to
That's a
order one
loaded
off.
question.
Still on back order. So
It's still on back order. Look, that's what happens when you get stuff off Wish, okay? Okay? It'll probably be
It's true.
effective. People
Can't
probably just piss themselves instead of getting horny. And just a couple of amoebas will just fall through the fucking chimney.
my resonator dreams will have to wait. It's here.
Art, would you turn on a machine that could make people super horny, but also bring demons from another dimension?
Oh, you bet your sweet tootie.
Mark, what about you?
I don't know. It depends on what day you catch me on.
Okay. Trenchy,
If
what about you?
you catch me on that day where I'm really like, fuck the world, I'm gonna end it. Let's turn on the machine. Yeah.
It's a good.
Everyone goes out with a smile on their face.
It's
Hey,
gonna
Trenchy,
be
what about
like
you?
fucking Frankenfurter when he's turning on the fucking transducer at the end, and they're all dancing in the fucking show. It's gonna be like that,
Ooh.
but with demons too.
Oh,
We're gonna dodge them and watch the show, though. It's gonna be cool.
I'm
It's
down
gonna
for
be
that.
chill. It's gonna be chill.
I'm down.
Trench, what about you? If you had a machine to make people horny, but also would bring forth demons, would you activate it?
If I have one, probably not
Yes.
on purpose, but knowing me, I accidentally turn it on. Because I'm very clumsy. I probably fall into it and turn it on.
Jen, what about you? What am I even asking? I know you fucking
Don't
heard it.
ask
The minute
her.
you get it.
well, hell, Marty,
The
I've been working
question-
on it for years.
The question is, would she turn it off?
Probably not. I know her well enough. She probably wouldn't.
It just stays on continuously. It's like an air conditioner in the summertime. It just keeps going.
Yeah.
Okay, Christian, what about you? If you had access to that machine?
I mean, I was going to say no, but then Arthur sold it to me by just picturing it as like that part section of Rocky Horror. So hell yeah, why not? That sounds like if the world has to end someday, might as well be through like a stage show with demons
And horniness.
and horny.
Don't forget the
yeah,
horniness.
yeah, I'm down for that. Why not at this
Well,
point?
I suppose it's better than wading through a sea of sulfur or wading through a sea of cum. Just the roads are just awash with human juices.
There's going to be a
Well, it'd be-
stage show involved?
Hey,
Fuck it, I'll do it.
rose tint my world, Marty.
Huh? What did you say, Ethel?
I said it'll be better for your skin than the sulfur, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's a stage show involved, I'm down. Fuck it.
Jesus
What's
Christ,
the
Trent, not everything has to be a
mechanic?
stage show. You're obsessed with Starkid. You're obsessed with fucking Starkid, dude.
No, I
Yeah,
think
but
everything
I
should
got
be a
it.
stage show.
I got to get him up there on the stage show, though, and I got to dress him up.
Are the demons
Oh.
horny?
Well, that would be implied. Yes,
Okay.
it's a horny machine. I'd feel kind of ripped off if the demons weren't also horny.
Then you're going into fucking Japanese anime territory. You're going into Legend of the Overfiend kind of fucking job.
I want a pinball machine demon.
Oh no! Well, I tell you something,
boy.
Christian, don't show it to Trenchy because he won't be impressed.
I know.
No, I'm pretty sure Chris will get more entertaining than that poor sap that was doing it.
Oh. Have we covered all the angles? Is there anything else that you think is kind of we need to bring up about the movie?
I mean, aside from the as you said, the special effects, they're great. You might have one or two that are sort of silly. It's great use of practical effects, and for being a lower budget, kudos.
Yeah. I do.
What was it called
One
again?
thing I do like is the protagonist antagonist switch at the end, where you think Jeffrey Combs is the hero and he's going to save Barbara Compton, and then it's like, no, he's now turning into Pretorius and he's now fucking, eating eyeballs and eating shit to try and kind of fill his pituitary gland or whatever the fuck it's called. I like that because we thought we were getting a hero and instead we get a villain. I thought that was clever.
Yeah.
Has anyone mentioned Hellboy yet? Would that count? It's not a horror movie.
Yeah, that does count. It doesn't have to be horror, just has to have hell.
I've never seen it, so I didn't know if it actually had hell in it or not. If that was just a sneak.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So he is actually a Hellboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was meant to be a prince of hell, but Rasputin and the Nazis brought him back, and during the ceremony,
He looks like something. He looks like something I'd blow apart in Doom with a shotgun.
Which? Sorry, Art, I didn't hear you.
Oh, well, I said he looked like something I would blow apart in Doom.
Oh, yeah. Well, but the thing is, like, when he comes out first, he's actually a baby. He's an infant.
Mm-hmm.
And he just aged a bit slower.
Hellboy 2 is the shit, though. I love Hellboy 2.
Hellboy 2 is great, yeah.
I think Del Toro had really kind of perfected the look of the universe and the prosthetics and stuff. Particularly like the scene with the Tooth Fairy. The Tooth Fairy attacking the BPRD agents at the start. Which you prefer, the first one or the second one?
I like the first one, but second one's got a good.
Yeah, I think the first one's good at establishing the universe, but I think everything is a lot better fleshed out. And I'm just really bummed out we never got a third part to that trilogy because they were going somewhere. Like Selma Blair's character was pregnant with Hellboy's kids, and I think the dude who had the goldfish bowl, his soul was kept in a goldfish bowl in his head. He was like going to be the head of the BPRD. I would have liked to see where that would have went.
It would have been
I thought David
interesting.
Harbour was okay, but the movie was a mess. The reboot.
Selma
Yeah.
was very upset.
But
Had you any?
oh, go ahead.
Had you any? Oh, sorry, Ethel. Go on. I keep on doing that.
No, go ahead. You.
No, I'm going to say, had you any favorite characters or moments from either the first two or the reboot?
Not specifically. I just the general concept is what I like best about it. Now, I like how
Yeah,
he had
I
to,
know.
you know, keep his cut.
Yeah, so as if that'd take people's attention away from him. Yeah, he's a fucking demon with a stone hand, and removing the horns, so it's going to make a big difference. Mark, have you seen the first two and the reboot?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Favorite character out of any of them has to be Hellboy. He just Ron Perlman was fantastic as Hellboy. You can't not, you know, say that Ron Perlman did not own that role.
Had you any favorite creature besides Hellboy from the first two or the reboot?
I didn't like anything about the reboot. The creature from the first movie I thought was fantastic. The behemoth or whatever the hell it was. I really liked it. I really did like its design.
It was very Lovecraftian, the kind of squid thing. Yeah, I like the Tooth Fairies, and I thought the Angel of Death in the second one was cool, where she had the big fucking skull, the big skull crown, and her eyes were on her wings. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Trench, have you seen the Hellboy movies?
Yeah, I've only seen the first two. I skipped the reboot, but I've seen the first two.
Which was your favorite out of the two, and had you a favorite character or creature?
I prefer part two because it deals with heavier themes. I like the fact that they can't defeat the main bad guy without killing another character. So you got that kind of added tension. Then you got Hellboy like questioning what he's doing when he's fighting the plant monster.
Yeah.
Like should he kill this thing or not? But I like Abraham a lot. I really like that character. And I like the plant monster too. There was it was more than just a monster. It was like the last of its kind. So that was interesting.
Yeah, Ben Grimm makes a good point. Out of the reboot, the Baba Yaga was cool. I particularly like the fact that they went with the house with the chicken legs.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the
That
fact
was-
she lives in a house that has chicken legs that walks everywhere.
That's actually based on a real folk tale.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Russian, I think.
Yeah.
leave it to Russia. Those wonderful commie pricks.
Roast with the chicken legs. Gotta love it.
Jen, Christian, have you seen the movies, and what's your favorite creatures, or what's your favorite moments? Or
I've seen them kind of, but I haven't watched them like
Full through,
full
full
through.
intention.
Yeah, I haven't. That's more your department.
Yeah, first two I think are really, really damn good. Reboot had some good elements in it, but was a mess otherwise.
yeah, the execution. That was terrible because it was Neil Marshall, the guy behind Dog Soldiers and The Descent, who directed that, and the studio completely fucked him up the arse when doing that movie, and then left him holding the fucking shitty nappy when it came out in cinemas.
Yeah, but no, I love the first two movies. I think they're not my favorite Del Toro films, but for like his kind of grab at the mainstream, I think they're really damn good and still very much feel at home with the rest of his filmography. Like Trenchy said, I think probably the best scene in the whole series is probably the plant monster scene from part two.
Yeah.
It hits, man. It hits.
And any other scenes or parts, Ethel, that you really like, or characters or moments or character moments?
I like this game. But yeah, no, it was a good film. Moving on, I suppose. If anybody else has anything else that they'd like to add, we can move on to the next thing.
I think we've covered it.
All right, perfect. So now here's sort of like less directly involved kind of things. You got Jacob's Ladder, guys. Who doesn't love Jacob's Ladder?
I still am wondering, like that movie. I love the fact it's such a paradox of a thing. Is he in hell? Is it a hallucinogenic that he inhaled during Vietnam? Is it some kind of experiment? Like there's so much stuff going on, and I love the fact that Hideo Kojima. I think it's Hideo Kojima, one of the creators behind Silent Hill, took a big chunk of that movie and put it into the game. But yeah, it's a kick-ass movie.
Yeah, it catches you off guard every time he's hallucinating or he's seeing something. Like you don't expect it, you know. And like he's in the subway, see the friggin' freaky faces and shit. Great.
One thing I was shocked by was because I don't like the guy too much as an actor. People raved about him, but I like Danny Aiello in this movie.
Yeah, he's real good.
He's given the speech. He's like, you know, in life and death and in struggle, if you fight against it, they'll be the most horrible, violent demons. But if you just allow it to happen, they can be the most comforting angels ever. And that really fucking resonates with that movie.
Yeah.
Wait, what movie? I had to step away.
Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I like the original. I did not care for the reboot. I thought the reboot sucked.
Wait, there's
We
a
still need to
fucking
see it.
reboot?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Hey, reboot?
There is. It came out in what?
2 years ago.
Yeah. And it has the one actor,
Yeah.
I like,
Really.
Michael Early, who I really like, but I've heard bad things. We haven't seen it yet, but we've heard things.
I just
Why
skipped
the
it. They're never
Why do
gonna
you
beat
remake
the
the
chicken
Jacob's Ladder?
so I just skipped it.
Fuck.
It was executed so perfectly. Why would you even try to make a second, like reboot it? You know why? Why?
It makes
What's
no
the big
fucking
deal?
Money?
sense.
Money?
It makes no sense. The dude is a fucking veteran in the Vietnam War. Timeline was that can only work. The 80s. Fucking bullshit, man.
If John's mentioning Bill
No,
and
don't
Ted's
worry.
Go-
They totally modernize it and no. They modernize it and change it up. It's the exact same movie, but this time he was a veteran from Iraq.
Oh,
See,
fuck
they
that.
modernized it. It's very current. It's very current and very topical.
About
Literally, they
15
changed
lads-
nothing
about
else in the
15
story
lads got
besides
fucking
that.
Shot. Yeah, fucking bullshit, man.
Like that's nothing compared to the horrors in Nam. Like come on. Like Jesus. They just need to stop. Someone needs to stop Hollywood. You know, they just need to stop.
They won't,
No.
but they should.
I remember one scene that kind of stuck with me where he's at a party and he's having a vision that there's like his girlfriend's being groped by a demon and it's like fucking leg or tentacle is like fucking traveling up her skirt and it's got wings.
It looked
but
like
it's
a xenomorph tail, didn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
and it's got like these short wings, like baby back ribs going in and fucking out, like fucking. That's the only way I can describe it. It looks like fucking baby back ribs, just fucking flapping in and out.
Because he's seeing all the crazy shit before that, and then he sees that afterwards, like, because he sees the guy in the corner going crazy with like the hood over his head, and then he turns over and sees that shit.
Yeah,
I want my demon back ribs.
But like, do you think which do you subscribe to, Ethel? Do you think it is? It obviously at the end, it's the dude in the throes of death. He's trying to hold on, but do you also think it was a chemical agent? Do you think he actually existed? Do you think it was a kind of parallel timeline? Do you think, like, what do you think was the main kind of plot or the twist or the element of that movie?
I think we were watching his struggle through purgatory, personally, and like that's why at the end he goes up the stairs, you know. And that makes the scene where they're talking about like fighting it or letting it happen make more sense too. If you look at it from the perspective that he's in purgatory.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a good slow burn too on that movie. I like that. You didn't expect it to quite be what it was when you're watching it. It's one of those movies. A friend of mine and we both rented that. We were watching that one summer. You know, just rented it out of the blue. We're like, this might be interesting. Yeah, it was.
It was. It's a good movie.
Had he any standout scenes, Ethel, that you thought you're like, this fucking kicks arse, or this?
Like I mentioned earlier, that scene in the subway where you first start seeing the friggin' creepy face demons and stuff. That's like, I did not expect that. That genuinely made me go, what the fuck? You know? The stuff in the hospital was kind of cool too. Like that was scary.
Where he's being brought through in the gurney, and there's like, what's the fucking drug that caused fucking children to be born with flippers? Formaldehyde? Formaldehyde. Yeah, formaldehyde. It was given in Germany as a morning after pill in the 50s, but all the children were born with like no limbs. They're all born with cloven limbs. But like, you've all those kind of formaldehyde children on this fucking wire fence roof, and they're looking down at Tim Robbins, and it's so freaky. And Hideo Kojima's like, I want that in Silent Hill.
Yeah, like it's just, man, it takes you there, dude. You know,
Jacob's Ladder reminded me so much of Silent Hill 2. Specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So does anybody else have any standout scenes from that?
Jane Christian, have you, as Ethel was saying, have you a standout scene?
The whole movie, what I think is so compelling about that movie is you talk to different people and people take so many different perspectives of this movie, which is one thing I find really interesting. Some people think it's like the darkest of a movie, and other people say, wow, how inspiring, and this really changed my life. I find that really interesting. As for any standout scenes, I think the whole movie itself, because it kind of depends on what your take is, and like everybody's take on this movie is very different. What about
hospital scene?
Hospital scene, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't like it, just say it.
It's not that I don't like Jacob's Ladder. I respect the hell out of Jacob's Ladder, but I have had a very bad experience related to Jacob's Ladder, and I kind of associate the movie with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I respect Jacob's
Long
Ladder.
story short,
Fuck Jacob's Ladder. No.
Kind of, yeah. Long story short, that was the moment when I realized, wow, I really don't agree with most mainstream critics. It's like that was a movie everyone hyped up as like the most greatest film ever, and when I watched it, I was like, yeah, this is really good, but it's not like the most like amazing film ever. Yeah, and then as soon as I say, I think it's
film ever. Definitely not that.
Yeah. As soon as I say something like that, they automatically go, "Oh, well, you just aren't smart enough to understand what the movie's talking about." Clearly,
yeah.
So
but
I think I always blame.
No, but it's literally just.
Yeah.
It's a mediocre movie.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good movie, I think, but it's not great.
I wouldn't say it's mediocre. I think
a Tim Robbins movie.
Very good, but I'm with Christian as well. That like some people look into it like they think it's the same problem I have with Donnie Darko. People think fucking the sun, the moon, and the stars shine out of Donnie Darko.
No. I like Donnie Darko too.
Yes, I have the exact same problem with Donnie Darko that I do with Jacobs. Yeah,
Donnie
the
Darko
fandom is
was
kind of
made-
what ruined those movies for me.
Donnie Darko was
Yeah.
made for film students, not to be watched in a cinema. It was made for film students to discuss, not as a piece of entertainment. Sorry,
Yeah.
Trench.
Yeah,
No, I find the movie entertaining, but I do get like how the critics can ruin it because they're like, oh, it says some deep meaning, and I just watch it. I think this is just a trippy movie. This is really cool. Like, like I thought it was a cool movie, but I
which
get
movie
it
are we
like
on
how
now?
the critics can
Jacob's
ruin
Ladder
it
still?
and like, oh, it's deep as fuck. But when it's just should be taken as a fun, trippy movie, I think, and take whatever you want out of it. But you don't have to build it up to be something insane, you know.
I agree with our son.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
exactly.
said you're all full of shit. Give me a bottle.
Like there's a hard question. I don't think I could answer that one.
Most profound movie ever. Oh.
Tommy was so rude.
I have no idea.
Yes. What's profound?
Don't say it.
What's profound?
Hey, Christian, with Moose Way on the Loose, be your pick.
Don't say it.
God damn it! How did you know I was gonna say The Fanatic? Yeah, Fanatic is the most profound and artistic statement in cinema history. Everyone knows that. It's just a perfect film. But like for an actual answer, probably for at least the one that affected me the most, probably Holy Mountain.
Good choice.
I would probably have to go with In the Mouth of Madness.
Ooh,
It's a
that's
good
a
one.
good choice.
It's a good one.
I loved the concept. The whole movie just it's just a complete mind warp from beginning to end. So that would be my pick.
Have you guys ever seen a movie called Fitzcarraldo?
Which one?
Yes.
Fitzcarraldo. I adore Fitzcarraldo, and it's a kick-ass movie. And it's Klaus Kinski going insane, trying to bring a fucking a steam engine over a mountain in the Amazon. It's directed by Werner Herzog, and Kinski nearly had the tribal elders murder, or Herzog nearly had the tribal elders murder Kinski because he was such an annoying little shit on the shoot of that movie. But I digress. Yeah. Fitzcarraldo, one of my favorite kind of profound movies. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
That's a good choice.
If I'm Herzog, I just have the tribal chief kill Kinski's bucket.
What about you, Ethel? What's the most profound movie for you?
That I don't know if I could even answer that because like I don't know. I really don't know. Like
Transfiguration.
Ooh, good choice.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
No, cool. What was it? I didn't hear because I was yakking.
Transfiguration. That would be a movie that I thought was deeply profound. It's about a kid who thinks he's a vampire.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that one.
Yeah, I love that one. I thought it had so much to say. It was a simple premise, but if you go underneath it all, there's a lot to say, particularly about mental illness.
Mm-hmm. It's really good.
That's a good one, John. Alice in Wonderland.
Get that on there.
It's good. You'd like it.
What is it called?
Transfiguration. Some people will tell you it's a slow movie, but there's just a lot to say. I thought it was like a brilliant movie, and it makes you think. And it also will break your heart at the end. Like it did me.
It's a little slow.
Having one of the best
I'll admit.
punchlines at the end of any movie.
I didn't find it slow, but I can see how some people would.
Well,
I don't-
no, not
I
slow
don't
in the
think it's-
real sense,
It's
but
slow. I just think
burn. You know, it tells you a great story, but it just takes a little while to get to it. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you
I
mean.
think what it is like people are expecting a horror film when it's actually a coming of age story with a horror twist to it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's really just a coming of age story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
the
is.
same could be said for Let the Right One In. That's another movie that like people expect like a Gordon horror. And I talk about Let the Right One In. I'm not talking about Let Me In, because that fucking movie's garbage. But Let the Right One In is fucking awesome, and
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
it
great
is
movie.
another coming of age vampire kind of movie.
It is a good one. What about for
What's
you?
next on the hit list, Ethel?
Say what?
What's next on the hit list?
All right. Next on the hit list. It's sort of, we should have talked about it when we mentioned Hellboy, but we'll talk about it right now. Spawn. Guys,
Hey,
not a good movie, but hey, we got a movie.
the comics are great. The comics are pure fucking 90s. If you haven't read a Spawn comic, you're missing out.
I want to say,
Oh, sorry.
oh no, I was just gonna go on, Marty. I'll go right after. Because you're talking about Al Simmons, and that's
It's your stream. I'm yapping like a fucking dog on fucking Dramamine or whatever the fuck. Come on, tear away.
no. It's good. One of the things about this movie, a lot of people criticize and don't like, and that's probably the second thing that people criticize about it after the special effects. Those are really bad. But one of the things a lot of people don't like about it is most of the movie, Spawn doesn't have his mask on. He's just this burnt, wizzled up head, and I kind of liked that decision to show his face and to have it be like, Al Simmons' journey rather than Spawn's journey, even though the same guy.
Yeah, the thing is, that kind of plays into the comic. If you don't read the comic, you miss that, because every time Al uses his powers, it binds him closer to hell. So that's why you notice in the comics and in the movie, he uses guns a lot, because every time he uses his power, he basically, the shackles of hell tighten around him that bit more. So he's trying not to fucking get kind of pulled into
I wanted
Satan's
to
army.
see it here. I wanted to see about the medieval guy.
What?
Yeah. Cagliostro.
You know about the medieval guy? Yeah.
Well, yeah, the guy who had been
I haven't read the comic books or anything, so
guy
I
who
don't
had
know.
broken his shackles from hell. Is who he was talking about.
Well, Cagliostro was medieval Spawn, and he trained Spawn in both in the comic and the animated series. In the movie, he trained him. But also, fun fact, Harry Houdini was also a mentor to Spawn in the comic. He taught him how to use his fucking cloak to go in and out. And the movie has some cool elements, but they aimed it at too young of an audience, and the visual effects weren't fucking there just yet.
Hey, it had a great fucking soundtrack though.
Well, yeah, it's your 90s movie based on a satanic superhero. You weren't going to get a shitty fucking rock soundtrack or metal soundtrack.
Yeah, it'll be top tier. But I feel like it was worth mentioning.
Crystal method. Can't you trip like I do? Some great tricks.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the problems with Spawn was that a lot of people had already seen the animated HBO Spawn and Keith David as the voice of Spawn. Yeah, it's kind of hard act to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, plus, yeah, for the HBO one, you had Todd McFarlane himself narrating the opening to each episode.
Yeah, but not only that as well, Mark. You also had the HBO series was more gory. There was more adult content. There was sexual intercourse. There was
It was
what
made for
the
adults.
one was supposed to be. But McLaren wanted to try and market it to the biggest possible audience, and that's why he watered it fucking down. Sorry, Ethel, you were probably going to bring that up. I'm fucking again. Sorry, I'm talking over you again.
No, you're good. You're good. No, it's fine. It should have been R-rated. It should have been R-rated. There's a director's cut, which I have on VHS. It's slightly better than the theatrical, but not
It
by
shows him
much.
burning. It shows him burning longer when he dies. It shows him burning
Yeah.
longer when he dies. Just some stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they pour the fuel on and stuff. What can you do with it? The script wasn't very good. The acting was very cheesy and hammy. The special effects were pretty bad. But, I mean, it's fun. You
I
got to
still
talk
like
about
the clown.
it. Are you,
Violator.
oh, good. The Violator was cool.
That was a very cool. That was Amalgamated Dynamics. Amalgamated Dynamics done that fucking puppet. That was a fully fucking animatronic puppet that kicked arse. And
Yeah.
What was your
And for
thoughts on
the,
Leguizamo, Ethel? Sorry.
No, he did all right. I'm not a big John Leguizamo fan. I like to make fun of the guy. You know, we had him in that Mario Brothers movie. We had him in The Happening. I mean, I don't know what the deal with him in The Happening was. He looked like he had a stroke.
He was good and Spun.
But he was good in Spawn. And Leguizamo, actually, he had to be hunched over when he was in the clown costume so that he would be closer to Clown's actual height in the comic. And he talked about this in an interview he did with Conan O'Brien once. He was talking about how uncomfortable it was to be in that makeup because the whole day he was just completely hunched over.
He had to do 3 takes as well of eating that piece of pizza with the mealworms, and he gagged and nearly puked each fucking time.
I love when Spawn's just like, "Get away from me, you fudge-packing midget," and shoves him. I know midget's not a good word. We say dwarfs or little people, but that's what they said in the movie. It was funny.
Yeah, it doesn't count if it's a quote, Art. You don't have to apologize for quotes here. That's the rule. Don't apologize for your quotes. Not you, it's the movie.
The thing that bugs me though is, it was silly, but somehow it managed to be even sillier than the source material, where it turns out the 12 apostles are vampires. There's a fucking gorilla in a mech suit, and it turned out it turned out because fucking Harry Houdini transported a nuclear weapon to the beginning of time, and it caused the Big Bang that it created the universe. Yet somehow this movie was sillier than all that. I'm like fucking. I'm fucking. It's weird. It's just weird. You had so much good stuff to work on, but you worked with that shit we got.
When the clown is in the cheerleader's outfit and he's doing the spawn, he's our man if he can't do it, and his belly's hanging out. It's great shit.
I do like where Al wakes up for the first time and Clown's like, even the entire cast of ER couldn't put you back together again, buddy.
That train just kept running over you, didn't it? Running over you.
Jane, Christian, what did you think of it, or did you watch it?
Again, this is more Sparky's department.
Michael Jai White was a good choice. My problem with Spawn, any form of media, was my introduction to it was the animated series. So that is just the only piece of Spawn media that I kind of can get into. I've tried to get into the comics, never been able to. The movie has its strong points, but not that many.
Yeah, I know. It's like what Mark was saying, Christian. Just the bar is set so fucking high with the HBO animated series
Yeah.
that anything would follow. Not a hope.
Yeah, anything trying to follow the HBO series was just going to be doomed from the get go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Totally.
I grew up with the comics, and even the comics weren't as good as you got in the HBO show.
Yeah, they done some silly shit. I mean, yeah, it turns out the 12 apostles were fucking vampires, and Jesus was the king of vampires. And it's like, what? Fuck you, McFlarn. Just go back and put Spider-Man in a black suit again. Go on, stand in the corner, do Spider-Man. Do fucking Venom. Go on, you're okay. Work on Venom. We're happy if you do that. Mental shit.
But that was like the other superhero sort of hell themed movie franchise. You know, we had to mention Hellboy. You got to mention that. Another one that it's not necessarily hell, but it certainly looks like it, and it certainly feels demonic. Is The Cell, guys? You remember The Cell?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Vincent
Yeah.
D'Onofrio.
Jennifer Lopez.
And Vincent D'Onofrio, yeah. That shit was
There you go in
weird.
the mind.
It's
Serial
a
killer.
weird movie.
It's,
Which it had fantastic visuals, and for the time, the special effects were pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
he's got the metal hoops in his back, and he hangs from the hooks while he like whacks it to the people drowning. That's nuts.
I think the scene that really kind of caught me was where she's approaching the child version of himself, and then the horse gets quad-sected.
The horse.
The glass pins come down and just cut the horse into four sections. I thought that was cool. Visually, it was cool.
It's
Yeah, they killed the
always
horse.
the horse.
The horse got sliced in half. Now when she's
Probably
walking through
like
there and she's seeing all the weird different people and shit, and he's on his throne up there, like, who sent you?
Where do you come from?
Don't hurt me, Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, it's like it's the reason I mention it in this whole thing is it's like the hell of the human mind. You know, it
Yeah.
goes into that sort of dynamic of it. Is what is hell? Is it a state of mind? You know, so
Yes, I would
I feel
agree.
like we had
I
to
would say it would be.
Yeah.
I would say hell is what you make it. And we can make a hell on earth just as easily as if there is one in the afterlife.
Yeah, like I think if you're rigged with guilt or malice, it's gonna dwell in your psyche, and if you're put into a coma or something, that's all that's gonna be there to comfort you. Yeah.
hmm I get that.
Yeah.
I like my horse sliced really thin. You know, that's me.
Mm.
Mm.
You gotta get me some pate.
Good boy. Good boy.
Wilbur.
Gee, Wilbur.
Man, you killed Mr. Ed. You done killed Mr. Ed. But yeah, no, D'Onofrio was cool. I think Lopez was cool. Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn was Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, he was kind of Vince Vaughn.
Yeah. Poor Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't mind the character.
He's fine. Vince Vaughn had a major problem. His two big horror roles were fucking Psycho remake and The Cell, which were his weakest things. He can do a creepy performance, play pigeons. He is terrifying in that movie, but the Psycho remake just kind of killed any prospect of him doing any horror movies until recently.
Swingers, he's good in.
Yeah, he's good in Swingers.
Whatever he's good in. Comedies, horror movies, no.
He's
No
also
Vincent.
kind of good in The Lost World Jurassic Park. Like, you know.
Oh yeah, he's
fucking
in that.
disappears in the last fucking act.
I'm gonna do something different and be a horror actor. Calm down, Vincent. Calm down, bud. Are you on that shit again?
Don't get ahead of yourself there.
Yeah.
A friend of mine used to do a joke where we'd play Vince Vaughn's parents. And it's like, Vince Vaughn, what are you doing here? Mom, Dad, just call me son. No, Vince Vaughn, we don't want you in the house anymore. We just continue this for ages. And he's like, please, it's Christmas. No, Vince Vaughn, leave. That's like the life of Vince Vaughn.
Okay. Poor Vince Vaughn.
So, it was cool. You got the whole psychological aspect of the film. You've got definitely a very gothic, hellish kind of look. You've got the science fiction aspect where you're going into the mind of the serial killer. I mean, it covers those bases, so it had to fit in here real well. Let's swing us into comedy. I'm going to go into comedy. John mentioned this earlier in the chat, and I have it on my little list. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, guys. Playing chess.
What is? Never mind.
I like the fact that it was trying to be clever enough to that it's like, yeah, they're in their own personal hell. So it's like is it Bill that's afraid of his grandmother pinching his cheek, and Ted's afraid of the. Wait, is it who's the recruiter and who's afraid of the fucking Easter Bunny? Because one of them is afraid of the Easter Bunny as well.
I'm pretty sure it's Ted who's afraid of the Easter Bunny.
I haven't heard Trench talk in forever now. Are you all right?
Oh, shit.
Hello?
Trenchy?
I'm good.
I was just
You fall
checking.
asleep
You guys
again?
can keep going. I'm good.
Fall asleep?
We
No, I
gotta use
didn't
the
fall
buddy
asleep.
system and check in on him.
No, I just didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, you're good. No, you're good.
Trench, you're a big Bill and Ted fan, dude. What's your thoughts on Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey?
Oh, it's dope, man. I like how it's darker than the first one. I like how they gotta try to stop these robots from taking over their life. And Death was hilarious because I like how they just torture Death so he submits.
It's great when they're playing all those different games. They keep beating death, and he's like, all right, best 2 out of best what is it? Best out of 2. Oh, best out of 3. And then they're like, best 3 out of 5. He's like, damn right.
Ethel, I like to think that that's the same jet from Ingrid Bergman's The Seventh Seal, and he's playing fucking Twister. I just love the idea that that's fucking.
Do you want to tell your story about Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey?
Why don't you do it better.
You know it better than I do.
You do it. I haven't told the story in forever.
You tell it.
I don't want to. You tell it.
But
I don't remember it.
tell the story.
I don't remember the story.
It's not that great of a story.
You were in what, history class?
I don't like Bill and Ted. If I'm gonna be honest, I know, hate me all you guys want. I don't think they're particularly funny. The only thing that I liked out of Bill and Ted, any of the Bill and Ted, was the death, because I was that kid. I was like 8, 9, somewhere around there, that got that why he was Swedish, because Death was Swedish, because I got that. I was that little kid that got the joke, and that was funny to me.
That's cool though that you were able to recognize It was a Bergman.
My mother
Ingrid
loved
Bergman's
Bergman.
death.
My mother
Yeah.
loved Bergman, so I got that, and I explained that to the teacher, and the teacher just goes, "Yeah, you would know that, Jen." And he goes, "But don't you think this is funny?" And I go, "Not
I was
really."
gonna say, all I could remember was I remembered it was like a substitute teacher was showing it or something.
Yeah, and like a friend of mine's like, "Don't you think this is funny, Jen?" No.
What do you know? You don't appreciate the true artistry.
I liked Death. I liked that. I thought that was funny that he was Swedish. I loved that. I got that joke, but no. And I like Death in general.
You're very unexcellent.
I know.
Yeah, I prefer Wayne's World. I prefer Wayne's World over Bill and Ted.
Here's my I guess here's my
Hey,
controversy.
Jen, I think you're excellent.
Thank you. At least one of my boys.
You're all
I guess
kinds
you-
excellent.
I guess I'll give my controversial buddy whatever you would classify these movies. I don't like Wayne's World that much. I'm way more of a Bill and Ted fan, and if I'm gonna be honest, I like Biodome with Pauly Shore more than either Wayne's World movie. I don't like Pauly Shore movies as a standard, but I do kind of like Biodome.
Oh no,
Jen? Jen, I adore you to bits, but you brought
Oh,
that boy
it's
up
great.
all kinds of
I like
fucking wrong.
Encino Man and Son-in-Law
You
better than all
weren't
of
around
them.
to help me raise him. It's not all my fault.
He was
Yeah,
raised by the interweb.
I will take Son-in-Law over
Yeah.
Bill and Ted or Biodome or Wayne's World any day.
It was just a genuinely funny and good movie.
Mhm.
Again, I don't like Pauly Shore movies either. I can't. I think Pauly Shore should be taken out and horsewhipped, but
No. Punch to the face. Punch the fucker in the face repeatedly.
Like
There's
a
nothing
weasel.
there.
That's why I don't hate Pauly Shore like
Joe
everyone else.
Weasel.
Weasel buddy.
Oh God! You didn't have to get dragged to Son-in-Law. Your grandfather dragged me to
Yeah,
Son-in-Law.
didn't you see like every Pauly Shore movie in theaters for a while?
Because my best friend and your grandfather loved it. Yeah.
That was here's something.
I would
You'll
think
like
your
John
grandfather wouldn't like it, but they did like it.
My father liked it, and my best friend was a big Pauly Shore fan. So, like, when I was a kid, they were like, "Let's go see the Pauly Shore movies."
God, that poor boy didn't have a chance.
It was like
did
the
he?
Adam Sandler of his day.
I
There
like
we
Adam
go.
Sandler. I don't care. I don't care.
You know what? I'm agreeing with you in the way of he has one good movie and a bunch of
Oh,
trash.
fuck you.
What would you classify as Adam Sandler's one good movie?
Airheads,
Oh my God, I hate you. I hate you.
which technically isn't even a full Adam Sandler movie, but he's a main character in it, so hell, I'm classifying it.
I hate you.
And I love the Billy Idol
That's the
scene in
Brendan
Wedding
Fraser.
Singer. Yeah, that's a Brendan Fraser movie, but Adam Sandler's like the co-lead in it.
Actually, I like.
Airheads was cool. Beavis and Butthead end up ringing up the fucking radio station. Those guys are cool.
Well, if we can even go to cartoons, I take Beavis and Butthead over Wayne's World over all the other things. But
Let's
that's
see if
because it was an
StreamYard
actual
actually put-
show.
Oh, come on.
Ethel, any other hell-centric or satanic comedies you can think of?
Well-
Hell-centric.
Well, there's a couple
Bedazzled?
options right off the top of my head. There's Satanic Panic and We Summon the Darkness.
We Summon
Yeah,
the
comedy.
Darkness is the shit. I love We Summon the Darkness.
It was pretty
That's
good. Satanic Panic was great. I loved that one.
I have a good time with Satanic Panic as well. It cracks me up.
Yeah.
No, I do like some Adam Sandler movies, John. I like Copy Gilmore and Billy Madison.
But if we're gonna talk, satanic, comedies, You can't not say satanic comedy and not mention Lucifer, the television show.
God damn it,
Dude,
Lucifer.
that's supposed to be based on a DC Vertigo comic.
Yeah,
And
it's the same Lucifer from the Sandman books.
yeah, and it's like that is like fucking. I don't know if you guys get Banana Man over in the States. Do you guys have Banana Man over there?
What the hell is Banana Man?
I'm
And that's
intrigued.
Batman, but he's a banana.
What?
Yeah.
Sold.
That
This was
sounds awesome.
back in the
So-
late 80s.
That's
Marty.
why you kept mistaking it for carrots and celery. Over there, y'all have Banana Man.
Go on, Ethel.
He's got food on the bed.
It was back in the late 80s. We had Banana Man.
Yeah. Hey, he was a comic strip. Basically, comparing Lucifer from the TV show to Lucifer the comic is like comparing Batman, the new dark gritty Batman, to fucking Banana Man. They're two of the most polar opposite motherfuckers you can ever fucking.
Yeah. So you're saying they Constantine them, like when they put Constantine on Legends of Tomorrow, and they fucked up his character. They did that to him. You're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
John has mentioned Drag Me to Hell, guys, which is on the list as well.
That's a good
Just-
one.
It's good. It's cool. I always look at it as kind of the spiritual successor to the Evil Dead movies.
Kinda, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
It's really
I
gross when
like-
that old gums her to death. Well, not to death, but look.
Oh,
The
gums their
gums?
chin? Yeah,
Yeah.
that was weird.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that there's a possessed talking goat in it. That gave it brownie points for me.
The goat. Of course, you'd like the goat trilogy.
Yeah, it's just the best part of the movie.
I did really upset when they killed the kitten, though. That made me mad. I'm like, wow, now she really does need to go to hell by the end of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was pleasantly surprised at the end. I'm like, good. Sir, you're right. Should go to hell.
Exactly.
Now, Marty, okay, this is not an icicle or something. This is called a popsicle.
I didn't say anything to Christian. He just saw your look on your face. I did not say. He doesn't even know why this is funny.
Apparently, popsicles upset Marty, and I'm like, okay with this.
We know why he's got food on his mind now, because over there they have Banana Man.
No, it's a comic. It's a comic from the Beano, and we're getting off track. Poor Ethel's trying to fucking conduct a fucking structured stream here, and we're talking about bananas and icicles and stuff. Yeah, Drag Me to Hell kicks ass. Sam Raimi does a good job. It's fairly creepy, especially where the embalming fluid comes out of her mouth
Good save.
and goes on your one's face. That really creeped me out.
There's
Yeah.
a big scene.
Mm-hmm.
And it still has that wacky, rainy feel in spots. So it's like, you know, it delivers.
Did he make it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh.
he did. Like there's even a musical snare for Evil Dead 2 where they're doing the seance and your man gets possessed and he's like dancing, hovering over the table, and it's the same kind of snare as fucking oh Christ, Evil Ed in Evil Dead 2. So
Which, since we're on the subject and it's a natural segue, guys, that brings me to the Evil Dead franchise. What's more demonic and hellish than Kandarian demons?
there, I definitely think that the first one, while not the best with visual effects, is probably the most serious. By the time he reached the second one, he's just turned it into a bit of a comedy.
Yeah.
Like, I personally like the first one best.
I do too.
I prefer Army of Darkness.
By then, they've kind of gone whole kind of Jason
I
the
like
Argonaut.
I like all three. I can sit and watch all three of them back to back. Just 1, 2, 3, just like that.
Same here.
Mhm.
What about the remake? How does everyone feel about the remake?
I
It's
actually
okay.
like the remake.
I enjoyed it. Well, I've a theory it's actually not a remake.
Mm-hmm.
There's some things that point out that suggest it's actually set in the same universe. That it's not actually a remake.
I get that.
It-
I've heard those.
The old
So it's a sequel.
Yeah, you're right, Ethel. The Oldsmobile out the back. Certain things. There's also a theory that oh Christ, I forget her name. Your one from Dope Breed who nearly got turkey basted. She's actually Ash and Ash and fucking Linda's daughter, or not Linda, the medieval chick, because the dress she's wearing is the same dress that fucking
Oh my
I'm-
God, you're right.
yeah.
Well,
I never
they were
noticed
planning
that.
to make
Heavy truth.
another movie where Ash and Mia teamed up, but they just never did it. But they were planning to do
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, when Ash
that was
vs. Evil
it.
Dead happened.
Yeah. It was going to be revealed that Mia was Ash's daughter, and that your one had
That would have
come
been
to the
cool.
That
portal
would have
after
been
him.
That would if they would have done that.
Also, the next Evil Dead movie is going to be directed by an Irishman. Hey!
Very cool.
Evil Dead Rise. It's about two sisters in a tower block when the city's taken over by Kandarian demons.
I'm down.
Oh shit!
the TV series was pretty good too.
Yeah, the TV show was really funny. There's like a bit where Ash has to go to a mortuary and he gets his head stuck up the arse of a corpse because its intestine like pulls him up. Just when it comes to physical comedy, you can't beat Bruce Campbell.
No.
You can't.
What actually, Ethel?
and
What's your favorite moments, Bruce Campbell moments from the movies
No,
or the TV show?
when he's busting the plates on his own head and shit, throwing himself around with the hand. Typical comedy.
All right, from the movie or from the TV show, Marty?
Either or, whichever, both.
All right. Well, I'd have to like for the first one. There really aren't any really comedy moments in the first one. I guess when the shelf falls on him, that looks like it weighs about 2 pounds and he can't get up. That's kind of
Yeah, he's just working that shelf. He's just like, oh, I can't get out from under it. It's like that fucking thing. My phone would probably weigh more than that fucking shelf.
The second one where he's trying to shoot his hand and it's like giving him the finger and it's running around through the walls. That's pretty funny. I like that. The third one when he's battling all the little mini Ashes and he's got the hot thing of water and he pours it down his throat. He's like, how about some hot chocolate? It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And it melts the little one that he swallowed, and then it turns into. And
My
then you
God,
have
it's getting bigger.
evil Ash.
He's still blinded with it, and they're crawling, they're scuttling down the hill, and what is it? Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me.
Fucking starts howling and shit.
From the
You're
show.
good Ash.
I'm bad.
I'm bad Ash.
You're little goody two shoes, little goody two shoes.
You're goody little two shoes. Good,
From the
I'm the guy with the
TV
gun.
From the TV show, I'd have to go with the very first episode of the TV show where they show him with all the tight cuts where he's getting ready and stuff, and he's got the shotgun, he's got the chainsaw, and then they show him putting on a girdle.
Yeah, that's it. He's like, yeah, I gotta drink some Red Bull because my heart's beating quicker than a quarterback on prom night.
But
Mark, Oh, sorry, Ethel.
I just said it was good stuff. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask, Mark, what's your favorite Evil Dead moments?
Favorite moment from the first one is the where you see his sister drawing, just drawing the book in the, and she's like, she's gonna be the first one possessed.
Yeah, because she
Um,
draws a picture of the book. Yeah, yeah.
the second one, the eyeball in the mouth, where
That was,
and you just see her, you see Cassie the pilot just go berserk after it happens. It's like, oh my god. Um, from Army of Darkness, you could pick just about any scene. So the scene where Emmett Davis is like, is all trying to make nice with him. He's all, first you want to kill me, now you want to kiss me. Blow.
yeah, he's spitting out the seeds at her, the seeds in the
You
thing.
know, to see the grapes.
Trench, what about you? Favorite moments from the Evil Dead movies or TV show? Sorry, Mark. I don't. Trench, before I go. Mark, any favorite moments from the TV show?
Probably the scene, the very opening pilot from the TV show where he's in the bathroom with the chick, and you can tell what is already happening.
Yeah. That's funny. They get high and end up reading an Necronomicon. Trench, what about yourself, dude?
Well, one of my favorite scenes from the first one is where his girlfriend has just turned demonic, and he's just smacking the shit out of her. Like, I found that shit hilarious. He's just like smacking her with both hands.
Trench, you think hitting women is hilarious?
No, it's just
Hey,
funny.
we know he harbors a rapist in his basement anyway.
No,
No,
look,
Trench, come on, man. Come on. Seriously, you can't be like that. Like, you gotta be better than that, okay?
Perhaps it should have been the roll of the wrist.
Like, at least use your hand, okay? Okay?
Wait, what?
Trench, don't even use your hand. Use your tongue. Make it a good thing.
What?
Let's turn it from something ugly into something beautiful.
I don't know.
I'm
what
fucking
you
with you.
mean.
I'm fucking with you. Go on. Sorry, I'm fucking with you. I'm being a dick.
Huh? I don't know. Okay, so I forgot where I was.
He's gonna have to reboot.
You're talking.
No.
You're talking about Bill Bruce Campbell beating
Favorite moment from
his
part
girlfriend in
an Army Darkness in the series.
Oh yeah, well,
Oh,
part
shit.
2 has to be where the thing on the wall, like the deer comes to life, and then he starts going insane, and he starts jumping up and down. Because when they pull away and he's jumping, it looks like he's kind of like animated, like he's kind of like stop motion. Doesn't even look. It doesn't look like he's really doing it. So I thought that was cool. And then the third one, it's where he has to fight called Little Ashes, because that was funny. He has to fight all like there's a bunch of mini
falling down, and the just falling down, like Fair Lady.
Did you watch the series, Trench?
I've only seen the first episode, and I liked it a lot. I didn't get to watch the rest though.
Yeah. Was there anything you liked in the pilot that you thought was interesting?
I'm trying to remember. I liked his side characters, like the chicken and the dude. I liked those side characters. I thought he had fun interactions with them, and I would like to see more of them. So
Yeah, where Kelly's parents are killed, and he like plants the cross down the ground. And she's like, they were Jewish, and he's like, I wish you'd fucking told me that before they just. Oh.
I forgot about that. It's a good thing.
I saw that in the
What-
trailer.
What about you guys, Jen, Christian? What are the favorite moments from the series?
I can't believe anyone hasn't brought it up. My favorite is the Tree of Rape
Of course, you would say tree rape.
because it is. You know
Oh,
this.
I know.
Yeah, Tree Rape is just my favorite of all the Evil Dead, and I haven't seen the series yet. So
You need to.
I know.
Hey, Jen, did I happen to tell you that 60% of most of the land in Ireland is forestry?
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, according to the commentary, Raimi says that that's where they lose like about 50% of their female audience in the theaters.
Not me. I was like, this is the first time I saw that. I was like, oh my God, that is such a cool idea. Because it never would have occurred to me, tree rape. Such a druid shit. It's such a druid shit.
It is kind of druid shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was a little girl. I was like,
maybe,
yeah, tree rape.
Jen,
John, Marty knows all about it. Marty,
you're a wonderful
Marty knows
freak.
all about
Never
it.
tell you that. You're an absolutely wonderful freak, and that's why I adore you.
I'd be worried about splinters personally.
I thought of that too, but I guess
Ow!
I thought of that too, but I guess like if you use if you look up the branches
I don't
right.
think, sweetie, they're
My
dead. I
question is-
don't think they care about that.
But my question is, did they make magnums big enough for tree trunks?
Look,
These are the real questions.
You might just need to get a hot air balloon and stick it in that.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad like a condom. It's actually
Tie
not
it.
a bad idea.
Tie it around and put some
But
baby
then
oil
wouldn't it poke through? Like the splinters still poke through?
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll make
They
it
would-
work.
they would-
We'll make it work.
why do I get the feeling
Hey,
I'm gonna have
if there's
to
a
go into
willy,
forest
there's a way.
and start screaming, "You touched my girlfriend, you piece of shit!" and just start fucking lamping down as a choir or something like, "You fucking piece of shit! Don't touch my woman!"
I think we've all just figured out why Jen's favorite holiday is Arbor Day.
Yeah.
You see through me, Ethel. You see through me. They see through me, Sparky.
It's Arbor Day.
What about you?
First movie, as great as Tree Rape is, it's like as great as the thing that is. Probably my favorite scene in the first film is it's just for like how like impressed, like it's an effect that's you can obviously tell what they did, but it's just super impressive and creative. Is the scene where the veins are slowly going up through her, and you can just see they're clearly just them slowly drawing them on her legs and stuff. But just the amount of time, I think in the commentary they say it took like 5 hours to do that whole shot. So just the sheer determination, I love that. Part two, probably the scene of him chopping off his hand is just so damn good. Army of Darkness, like Trenchy said, probably the scene of him in the little ashes. And the show, honestly, probably the bit from the pilot of him getting high and reading the Necronomicon to that girl. As that moment was where I was realized, like, this show completely understands everything that Ash is. He is the dumbest person alive, but for some reason, he's the perfect person to fight demons.
Yeah, it's a kick-ass series, and like I love the comics, I love the video games, I love the movies. They're brilliant.
Oh yeah, the games are really
Comics
good,
are-
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I played a lot of the games. They're fun.
yeah. No, Regeneration was really good.
Even that Hail to the King is pretty good too. A lot of people don't like the they are
I like
sluggish,
Hail to the
but
King. No, I like
It has-
Hail to the
Yeah,
King.
that kind of had a Resident Evil kind of format with like just
Yeah, it was a cabin
images.
in
The
the woods.
levels were just still images, and you were the only moving thing in there. You and the enemies. It was just weird kind of rear foreground kind of levels that were painted
I had
in.
that for PlayStation.
Me too.
Yeah, PlayStation.
Yes.
Same here. I still have it.
I do too.
Y'all are fucking.
I have the whole trilogy
I wish
on
I could
various
keep my
forms.
shit.
Actually, right. Ethel, one more run around before we switch. Ethel, favorite quote from Ash.
Oh.
Oh, favorite quote. Out of all of them, I think I'm gonna have to go with the third movie where he's grabbing the book and he's like, "Oh, gotta say the words, And he can't. He's like, next turn, next guy," and then he's like, "Back to Rata." Well, I
Yeah.
Art, what about you? Favorite Ash quote?
Okay, it's when she says, "Well, he's telling her he's gonna leave in the third one, that he's not staying around," and she's like, "What about all the sweet things you whisper in my ear when we're in private?" And he goes, "That's just what we call pillow talk, baby."
Well, Mark, what about you?
Probably the swallow your soul. Hey, she bitch, swallow this.
Trench?
I'll have to go with good, bad. I'm the guy with the gun. Like that. That's just classic.
Yeah.
You're good
What
at
about-
it. I'm bad at.
Then Christian, favorite lines?
God damn it! It's like picking my favorite children, and for some reason, there's like 100 children. You?
I don't know. I like them all. That's not.
I might have to go with Ethel.
You ain't leaving.
I would go with Ethel.
Jack and Chet.
might have to go with Ethel.
Jack
That one
left
that
town.
seems so good.
My favorite one is obviously when he comes up out of the hole and he's like, "This is my boomstick.
My
It's a double barrel
boomstick.
Remington with a walnut grip." And
Shot smart.
yeah.
Shot smart.
Shot smart. You got that.
What pick, John? What pick are you talking about?
Which one of you primates want some?
Do you want to taste?
That's a good one.
That's a great line.
Run home and cry to mama. And the third one, yeah.
Classic. Classic.
Groovy.
Yeah.
Moving on from Evil Dead, we got not a very good video game adaptation, but you have to mention it. Doom, the Doom movie with The Rock. That's
Oh no!
We don't, but they did.
Okay, so I have a bit of an issue with this movie because I got kicked out of the cinema because of this movie.
Elaborate.
I have a few.
Essentially, they were showing it upside down, and no one wanted to go out of the fucking theater hall to tell the projectionist because the projectionist there was a cunt, and I was like, the film's upside down. He goes, it's not upside down, it's fucking perfectly fine. Well, why do you give a shit anyway? It's got The Rock in it. I'm like, dude, I paid fucking €8.
What the
I'm
fuck?
not going to watch a movie upside down. He goes, right, we'll sort you. And next thing I know, I have the manager from the cinema going, right, you're out. And I'm like, the movie's upside down. Come on, out. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's amazing. That's amazing. Oh, we'll sort you. Get him out.
you'll watch this movie upside down and you'll like it.
Oh,
You know
well,
what
the
the worst
dude
part
sounded
is?
like he was
My
drunk.
friends came out later.
Why the fuck do you
and they
care?
were- No, Art, the worst part was my friends came out later and they were like, oh, good job. They switched they switched it around the right way once you went out. And I'm like,
Yeah, but it's like you paid to get into the movie, and he's like, "Why the fuck do you care?" Like, well,
I got kicked out.
Nice.
Yeah, they did rectify the problem that I was pointed out. I didn't even. Oh, for fuck's sake.
You sacrificed yourself so everyone else could have a good theater experience.
I got
Well-
as far as
Well,
I got as far as where we find out Dexter Fletcher's arse went to another universe in the fucking slipgate. That's how as far as I got.
Now they didn't have a good cinema experience, Art. They were still watching Doom. So.
yeah, they were still watching Doom.
Oh, I didn't say movie experience. I said
Oh,
theater
fair.
experience.
Okay, fair point.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
just
right.
being specific. Just the theater going experience, the popcorn, the drink, and the movie not being upside down.
But, we had to mention it. Needed to go in here. Did that. Anybody have any favorite parts from Doom?
Haven't seen it.
No credits?
Mm,
Well, there's this great bit, right, where the Rock and his soldiers, they walk on the ceiling into the installation, and they're like, hey, we're here to sort out the installation. And the other guy who's also on the fucking ceiling, he's like, here, we'll send you to fucking Mars. And everyone ends up in the fucking ceiling. No, it was a fucking shit experience because it was a shit movie that was upside down. But I heard it wasn't great anyway. So.
When you're walking on the ceiling.
What is this?
Mark,
Directed by Little Ricky?
I haven't seen it. Oh, my bad.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Trench, come on, you haven't said fuck all. Come on, talk, boy. Talk. Come on.
I was saying I haven't seen it since I was a kid, and I didn't like it, not because I knew what the game was. I hadn't played the game, but I didn't like it because I was like, The Rock isn't supposed to be evil, even though I liked Scorpion King as a
I was
kid
going to
for
say
some reason.
Scorpion King was out by that point.
Yeah, no, I liked Scorpion King for some reason, but in this movie, I did not like the Rock was evil, so I just never watched it again. I don't know. I'm a weird person.
do you mean Little Nicky, John? Is that what he means, Little Ricky?
Oh,
I
God.
thought-
No. We've already had our Adam Sandler discussion.
That's
No.
Little Nicky.
I know.
But is that what he's talking about, or is that
Maybe.
Probably.
I hope not.
I like
Little Ricky something else?
Little Ricky Martin.
Little Ricky.
Inside out. Sorry.
You mean the kid that
La vida loca.
To push
Like
one
Captain
pull you out.
Voodoo.
La vida loca.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we mentioned Doom. Mark, yeah, any standout experience with Doom? Did you like that movie? What'd you think?
Not really. Having played the games, which I was a huge fan of. I did not care for Doom. I didn't like The Rock in it. Didn't really care for anything about the movie. I would rather seen them do like an animated Doom movie, and I think it would have worked a lot better.
Like they do the animated Resident Evils? Like
Yeah.
that?
Yes.
No,
That would-
in the movie's defense, right? The game isn't the most deepest fucking. I knew the new one is a bit of lore, but it's not exact. You go from one room to the next room and kill everything in it and get
Yeah.
a fucking key card. That's it. It's not fucking Gone with the Wind. It's not
Number
Lawrence of Arabia.
3 was kind of different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Doom 3
three
was
is
weird.
more horror
Doom
based.
3 was. It had yeah.
Well,
It had
just-
it had files and shit you pick up and read Resident Evil style.
but you were still just going from room to room, killing fucking monsters, shooting them in the head.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite demon? I like the Cyber Demon.
Yeah.
Can't beat the Cyber Demon or the Archfiend or whatever that
Archdemons, yeah.
makes the flame, and he's like puts his
Yeah,
hands
yeah.
up and he's got the bald head. That shit's awesome.
Yeah, that one's good.
Demonic
That's
alien.
the floating head that was on fire that was always in the
The Lost Souls.
Yeah.
yeah.
Those things are annoying as
Ethel,
fuck.
have you a favorite demon from the old school Doom games?
No, I had to go with from the games or from the movie.
The games.
The old game.
Games. I don't know.
The meatball looking things that float. Cacodemons.
Cacodemons, yeah.
Probably would go with that. I like
Pain
meatballs.
elementals.
Good.
Pain elementals that spawn Lost Souls. Fucking.
I love the Revenants because there's a friend of mine who used to go jogging that looked like one of those cunts, just fucking these skeletons going around with a fucking rocket pack on their back, and it's like, yeah, fucking yeah, that's like Brian Garvey. Look at that lanky cunt go with that fucking backpack. That reminded me of a friend. So yeah, Revenants, Brian Garvey.
All right. So,
Okay, then.
like while we're on the subject of video games, I gotta mention, I would be remiss if I did not mention Devil May Cry.
Oh, now you're talking my language.
Yeah.
That is my favorite video game franchise of all time.
I know they did an anime that wasn't that great, but we should get a movie. They should do a movie. You could absolutely do a movie.
The anime series. I liked the anime series. It was pretty good.
It was decent.
But
I kind of felt like it was better.
There's no shortage of love for me when it comes to Dante and Devil May Cry. Just the gameplay, the character of Dante himself was fantastic.
Like that series is one of the grand reasons I bought a PlayStation 2 and then eventually an Xbox 360 was that series. It's such a great game series.
Yeah, that was my main reason for getting a PlayStation.
But they should make a movie. They should. Needs to happen.
I tried playing it, but I always enjoyed Bayonetta more. But I did like the character of Dante. He was pretty cool. He's like a fucking if John Woo had done the Crow.
Kind of, yeah.
That'd be a good description. Just the overtly badass. Oh, sorry, Ethel. Go on.
I was going to say, you mentioned Bayonetta. In a lot of ways, it feels like that was built on the same platform as Devil May Cry.
Same creator.
I think some of the same creative team were behind it.
Technically, they're in the same universe. They've never outright stated it, but they make callbacks to each other constantly because the same team made both games. Yeah, it's never been officially confirmed, but it's basically been confirmed by the creator saying, "Yeah, they're in the same universe." We'll never officially state it because different companies, but they're in the same universe.
Well, see, now they have to make a movie because if they're in the same universe, that gives you an excuse to have both characters in a movie. It would make so much money.
A movie. I would love that.
You know, that's how. In fact, that's how you lead into a sequel. You know, is you have either make a Cry movie or make a Bayonetta movie, and at the end have them run into each other and lead it into a sequel.
I'd be down for that.
Godzilla and Kong.
I would be so down for that, yeah.
I like Bayonetta, but Dante. I'm sorry. I'm just when it comes to Devil May Cry versus Bayonetta, I will take Devil May Cry over Bayonetta. Not that I
I
have
like
anything
the
against Bayonetta, but I just the character of Dante is has been a mainstay of mine ever since the game came out.
I like the gameplay better in Devil May Cry, specifically the third one over Bayonetta. They're both good, but the gameplay in the third one is great. I always play Trickster style. Love it. Love it.
Yeah, but in Devil May Cry, you can't make your enemies orgasm to death.
That's true.
That's true. That's true. That'd be quite an interesting game if that's what Dante could do, though, huh?
He kind of does in 5, sort of.
But there we go again, talking sex stuff. I don't know why. What is it about hell that does that? I don't know.
Hell is sexy.
And for children.
Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
Ethel, did you play Dante's Inferno by Visceral Studios when it came out?
No, I didn't.
I did. I have it on my Xbox actually.
It's essentially the retelling of the Divine Comedy, but it's fucking insane. Basically, you play this knight who goes to hell to rescue his girlfriend, and you fight Cleopatra, and she has carnivorous babies come out of her tits and try and eat you, and then she tries seducing you to death. Then you have to fight Nero. Then you have to fight Cerberus. That its heads are made of the I think they're clitori. They're made of 3 different forms of clitoris. It's fucking crazy. The game is fucking insane. You at the start of the game you fight the Grim Reaper. You get his sai, and then you traverse into hell. You fight. Mark, help me out here. You fight Cleopatra. You fight Nero. You fight Midas.
You fight Cleopatra. You fight the Cerberus.
Midas.
And then there's a couple. There's a few. And then you also have the arc that you have to.
Oh yeah, fucking Sharon.
Charon's arc.
Fight the Sharon. Yeah, Sharon is basically the ferryman. The idea of ferryman. He's literally the head of the ship. He's the masthead of the ship, and you have to literally cut his head off the front of the ship. If you haven't played it, guys, it's fucking awesome. It's crazy though, because like Cleopatra at first is a giant, and there's babies coming out of her boobs, her nipples, and they're attacking you, and you have to like cut them up, and then she shrinks down, and she kind of goes all snake-like and tries to seduce you, and you have to stab her, and you don't know if she's fucking you or trying to stab you. It's crazy. It's a crazy game. If you get a chance, play it. It's from the guys behind Dead Space. If you get a chance, check it out.
I've had a copy of this game sitting in my to-play pile for like 3 years. I think I know what I'm playing next when I have some free time. You had me at Clitoris Cerberus.
Yeah.
Well, they sound kind of similar.
And the weird thing is they got these big goofy teeth sticking out of them. It's not even sharp teeth. It's like buck. Mark, would you say they're like redneck buck teeth?
I would call them redneck buck teeth / fuck the Bugs Bunny teeth.
Yeah. Coming out of vagina heads.
That face.
Just picturing it.
So quite the mental image.
It does. Paints a picture.
Yeah, so next on the docket, I've got demonic creatures, basically. We got the Unnameable 1 and 2. Guys, have you seen these movies?
I've never even heard of these
I never
things.
watched the first one. I never saw the sequel.
Sequel's pretty good. It's got John Rice Davies in it. It's basically you've got a demon. There's a woman, and she was bonded to a demon, and it's goes around terrorizing people in a house, and then they separate the woman from the demon. And the second one, it picks up right off from where the first one left off, where they free the woman from the tree, and the demon is trying to reunite with her, and it's going on a killing spree.
I gotta check that one out.
I'll add it to the list.
Yeah,
I'll look into
they're
it.
not awesome movies or anything, but they're pretty cool. It's another H.P. Lovecraft adaptation.
Ah, that's why I sound familiar.
You've seen it?
I'm familiar with the source material.
Yeah, you would be.
Ethel, it kind of reminds me of that silly canon movie called Ninja the Domination. Where one
Yeah.
gets possessed
That was a
by
great
the
fucking
soul
movie.
of a ninja, and she tries to use jazzercise to get the demon out of her. It's like she turns on like fucking exercise music to literally exorcise the demon out of her, but it doesn't work because it's a ninja and it doesn't like exercise. But yeah, I digress.
That phrase broke your mind.
Okay.
You've never, I need to show you the combination, man.
I haven't seen it.
I need,
But fun
Why-
fact about the huh? Fun fact about the VHS release for the sequel is it came in a big novelty case that was shaped like an old school like book, like from the movie. And you open it up, and the VHS would be centered in it, and it'd have like all these pictures from the film. I actually used to have that. I don't know what the hell happened to it, but
Oh, wow.
it was pretty cool.
Sounds like it. Sounds
Hard to
very
put it
cool.
on a shelf. Hard to put on the shelf with the rest of your VHS, but like it was awesome.
Yeah, sounds like it. That would be like a prize in your collection, I'd imagine.
If you ever find it again, Ethel, take a picture. You got to put a picture up on your Twitter of it.
I will, but I'm pretty sure it's long gone because I haven't seen it since I was like maybe 12. So it's probably gone, unfortunately. I don't know what happened to it.
Guys,
Somebody-
it's funny. Has someone got something going in the background? 'Cause there's a bit of garbling going on.
Not me.
Okay. I think it stopped. I think we're good. We're good. We're good in the hood.
But, oh, hey, Sadie.
Hey, Sadie.
Hey, Sadie.
Yeah. So we got that.
Are you doing anything on Discord? No.
John says the garbling is demon speaking. So then, have you guys got any movies that have like a demonic creature as the monster, the antagonist?
Demonic toys.
Not be a rake. Oh, sometimes they come back.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, technically.
Movies, I should say plural.
Yeah, because sometimes they come back and sometimes they come back again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And for
Also,
more.
is Christine a demon? Is the car possessed by a demon or a serial killer?
It's
The car
possessed
is
by
just
a ghost.
possessed. It's not, yeah, it's not possessed by a serial
I'll
killer.
come by.
Gar's just an asshole.
Car's a jealous woman
And an asshole.
and a jealous woman.
In the book, he's supposed to see ghosts in the rear view when he's driving the car.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I never seen it fully. I gotta check it out.
John Carpenter's
Oh,
I
good.
love Christine.
Never
it's
seen
awesome.
Christine in full.
You got to get all the shitters, man.
What?
I
Got to
gotta
get the
check it
shitters.
Hi.
We'll show them all. We'll show those shitters. No, it's good stuff. So yeah, that's what we got for feature team movies, I guess. I mean, I know there's more, but
The Gate.
anybody has one they really want to highlight.
Mark pointed out a good one there, The Gate.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
The food is dope.
The Gate was fantastic. I love that movie.
I enjoy it, but I don't
It's
think
so
you could
good,
stab
man.
someone in the eye with a Barbie doll. I'm sorry, I genuinely don't think a Barbie doll would be sharp enough to knock out someone's
Well,
eye
maybe
socket.
if you put
It's the only one we can find out.
those Barbie doll heels on on the foot of a Barbie, it might cause some damage.
Those Barbie dolls hurt.
I
There's a
mean-
lot. I step on them all the time. There's a shitload in my house.
There's demons coming out of a hole from hell. Like, I think we can give the Barbie doll thing a break. Like,
Okay. I
there's
even like the
demons.
sequel. I even like the fucking sequel. I
Me
enjoyed
too.
the sequel.
I haven't seen the sequel, but
I have fun with both movies. The sequel is just cheesy goodness. The first one is a little darker, but it still has the tongue in cheek that I like for both movies.
Hey, Ethel, have we discussed The Omen actually?
No,
no, we haven't. We completely glossed over it.
Like that was Richard. That was a Richard Donner. That was the late Richard Donner who was in charge of that one, right?
Yeah, he just passed away a couple days ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trenchy done a good fucking
Mhm.
stream video about him.
Yeah, R.I.P. Richard Donner.
Any favorite moment, Ethel, or part, or thought you thought were very clever in the first Omen movie?
Oh, you gotta come back to me, because like I need to think about this one.
Art, any favorite moment of the Omen movie?
Oh, I've never seen The Omen.
I would.
Well-
I'm gonna go with when the priest is standing outside the cathedral or whatever, and he gets impaled right through the throat. It's like
That was Patrick Troughton. That was the doctor. That was, I think, the second doctor, if I'm not mistaken, who gets fucking shish kebabbed.
that was still a great kill. It was fantastic.
I actually, that's a cool kill. But my favorite one is David Warner getting decapitated with that pane of
Damn it,
glass.
you
That was
stole mine.
fantastic.
And Christian, Jen, you might be able to confirm this. It was a pure fluke that the head bounced
Yeah.
off the pane of glass, and that just added to it. So the head was just supposed to come flying off, but it got severed and then bounced off the fucking pane of glass and done a kind of, I don't know, loop de loop or a fucking cartwheel. Can you say a head can do a cartwheel? Who fucking knows? But it did that, and it looked fucking awesome.
It
It
Trench, had you a favorite kill in The Omen or death?
I like all the kills. I guess where the woman hangs herself, that was a dope kill.
Jesus
but-
Christ, man! What have you got
my
against women? What's your problem with women, man?
No,
Seriously,
Noticing a pattern.
it's not even.
if you're not slapping them, you want them home.
This
Jesus
is
Christ,
the
man,
fucking East Area rapist right here. This is the Night
You
Stalker
just said
and his trench
you
coat.
just said favorite kill. You didn't ask favorite scene. Now, that's not my favorite
I'm
scene of
joking,
the
I'm
movie.
joking,
I
I'm
just
joking,
said
I'm
that
joking.
kill.
I'm kidding. But yeah, no, where the nanny is like, look at me, Damien, it's all for you, and she
all for you.
fucking does the human light
I
bulb
remember that part.
outside the fucking window of the house.
Yeah, like because you don't know what's going on at that point, and neither does the kid. The kid's like, "What the fuck?" Like nobody knows what's going on. It's just like, holy shit. It really sets up the movie.
It does.
Yeah.
Did the
It's definitely one of
Omen
the
rip
most
off
memorable.
Rosemary's Baby though?
Sorry, Ethel?
I said it's definitely one of the most memorable scenes from the movie. Like
Yeah.
you scenes when you mention it, you can hear it in your head and you can see it.
It's all for you. Other scenes I thought were really cool was when they were going into the graveyard and they get surrounded by the Dobermans.
Yeah.
That felt more Hammer horror. I don't know why, but that felt like very Hammer horror, that scene. What did you, Ethel, what did you think of the sequels?
I feel like they were kind of hit or miss. I haven't seen all of the sequels, but I saw the second one.
Yeah, Lance Henriksen turns up in the second one.
Yeah.
And I think there's one where like a chick gets blinded by a crow and she steps out in front of an Arctic truck. Or am I wrong?
Is that part 4? You would know. You love that one.
No, it's not part
Is that
4.
part 3 then?
It
No,
might
it's
be.
part 2. I'm
Is
very
that
sure
one?
it's part 2.
Okay.
I think. And then you have Sam Neill. You have Sam Neill in the third one.
Yeah.
And like, does he get killed? He's with some chick and he uses her kid as a human shield so he doesn't get stabbed. I think your one stabs him.
Yeah.
It's been ages since I watched it.
The fourth one is the best.
No, it's not.
You know I love the fourth one.
God damn it. Omen 4 pisses.
I love that movie.
Oh, Omen 4 pisses me off.
Oh, shut up. It's a fun movie.
Isn't that where it's a little girl? And there's
Yes.
one where there's a preacher with snakes.
They're snakes. That's why I love it.
Apparently someone actually nearly died. They went
Yep.
into anaphylactic shock in that scene because one of the snakes actually bit one of the actors.
Yeah. It started my fascination. That's how I discovered as a little girl that some people actually use snakes to prove their faith, and that like fascinated me. I know like a lot of them, they'll milk the snakes, but there are some that are true that actually they prove their faith by holding the snakes, and they think if they believe strongly enough, the faith will save them from the venom. It's a fascinating thing. Fascinating.
The snake handling Baptists, right? Because they take that
Pentecostals.
quote from the Bible, serpents.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They're crazy. They're nuts.
They are. Pentecostal is white people voodoo.
Basically, yes.
Do you know what? Do you know what I'd love to do? You know, if like I had a bunch of people I didn't like, and you got one of those guns that fire T-shirts. You know what? Fucking the Super Bowl or something. Just fill that bastard and tin up with snakes, and just launch a fucking rake of them into a crowd of people.
That's awesome, but I feel
They're
bad for the
double-
snake.
Now,
What?
in addition to taking up the snakes, aren't they drinking strychnine or something as well? Because I remember
Some
seeing
of
a
them,
thing on
yes.
site.
Yeah.
Which also ties back into hell because the serpent is a very thing of hell because of
Yeah.
Adam and Eve and all that. So it
Yeah.
all kind of ties back in
Yeah.
because the serpent is a very powerful symbol,
Oh, the
religious symbol.
Pentecostals.
But yeah, it fascinated me as a little kid. And that movie was like, I asked my mom, I'm like, do people really do that? And she's like, mm-hmm. And I watched documentaries and all kinds of stuff. It's fascinating. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
Yeah, that's all great. But then the rest of Omen 4 happens, and you realize, oh, this is terrible.
It's just a little girl this time, only it's not.
Omen 1 through 3. Oh my God, Damien is the Antichrist. Omen 4. Oh my God, Damien's daughter's the Antichrist. End of Omen 4. Oh my God, Damien's daughter's gonna give birth to the Antichrist.
Fuck you, I don't care. It's cool.
That no, no.
It's my
No.
favorite. Well, it's not my favorite. It's my second favorite.
Hey,
Oh.
Jen, Christian, do you need a license to buy one of those T-shirt guns?
Jesus Christ. I don't know.
Okay. Be great at parties, just like. Sorry.
John says the snake handling is way more ancient than Pentecostal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that. But the actual religion is
Oh,
relatively
yeah.
new. It's pretty new. I think it's only existed after America.
Has anyone seen The House that Jack Built? That's another a health-centric movie.
Oh my god!
You knew I had to bring
Isn't
it
that
up.
kind of a spoiler?
Well, I just asked if anyone's seen it.
I have. Matt
Matt,
Dillon is
yeah.
brilliant in it. And
I
was like,
haven't seen
shit,
it.
Uma
Is it
Thurman's
any
in
good?
this?
Yes.
What's it about?
It's about a serial killer. And tell them.
Well, no, that's a massive spoiler. I don't.
It's about a serial killer.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna watch it even if you spoil it. I don't care. I'll still watch it.
It's Dante's Inferno.
Yeah, it's Dante's Inferno.
The guy he's talking to is called Verge.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like,
I get it.
It's amazing. And the house, Sparky. The house
His
is his bodies. I love that movie. I fucking love that movie. It's Lars' genius.
It was pretty good.
And they're literally going down into hell. It's just wow.
It's pretty good.
Shut up.
I saw it coming though.
Well,
As soon as I heard the character's name was Verge, I was like, we're doing Inferno, aren't we?
it's a great movie. And it does involve a lot of hell things. And he tries to cross it at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I'll have to check it out.
Speaking of hell, the new Fear Street movies could also be considered hell and damnation because they're fantastic.
I liked it.
Sort of, yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. Still haven't seen it.
You gotta watch it either tonight or tomorrow.
I know.
You've got to watch them. They're
Seen it.
fucking great.
Yeah.
Ethel, well, you want to chime in with something there?
Well, no, I was just saying. I was just thinking, we're coming up on 3 hours, so I'd like to kind of get close to bringing it to a close. Does anybody else have any other movies they want to highlight before we go on to the final questions?
Bedazzled.
I love Bedazzled. I love
The original.
Bedazzled. I
The
like
original.
the Brendan Fraser one.
Okay. They're both fun, I suppose. Have you seen either version, Ethel?
I have not seen it.
Basically, in the original, Dudley Moore plays Satan, and he offers this lad a chance to live his dreams. But there's always kind of a catch-22. Same thing, except in the newer version, Liz Hurley is Satan, and Brendan Fraser's the guy who's kind of trying to live out his fantasies. They're fun. They're very fun.
I skipped that. I skipped that remake with Fraser. I didn't see the first one. Skipped the remake just because it looked bad. But I mean, that just could be me.
The band.
It's not a
Trash.
great movie, but I
Like
like
trash.
It's really funny. Like he wants to be like this great athlete, and he's like this big tall basketball player.
See you,
But
John.
then he realizes he's like a tiny wiener, and it's like, oh, what's the point? Oh shit, Trench!
Trenchy.
Go.
Come back, Trenchy.
White people.
Thanks for stopping by, John.
Yep.
But yeah, okay. So Bedazzled. Any others in closing on that?
I don't think so. I can't think of-
Jason goes to hell. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, shut up. That was fun, Jason.
Jason
I
was a
wish
fucking
we could-
parasite, and maybe
Oh,
a
you do a
Deadite.
good impression of Jason from that movie.
Why is Jason a worm? Why is he a worm now?
Because it's Evil Dead. They turned him into a Deadite.
Yeah.
Marty.
They kind of did, yeah.
There was the Necronomicon was in that movie.
Yeah, that and the dagger.
And Necro-Wombicon.
Wearing a pink
So
tutu.
there, it all comes back full circle.
There we go. Get him back in. Man, this thing is not responding. Hold on. Add stream. There we go.
Trenchie.
Trenchy, what do you think about Jason Goes to Hell?
Wait, what?
What you think of Jason Goes to
Jason
Hell?
Goes to
Oh, fuck that movie. Sorry.
High five, Trenchie.
I knew this was coming.
I am
You
not
don't
a
like
fan.
that he's a woman?
No! Like, he turned into a slug and climbs up his sister/cousin's vagina to be reborn. Like, why?
Yeah.
Y'all realized when I said this, I was joking and it wasn't supposed to be like a full thing, right? And y'all took it and like went with it.
Too late,
Look, I
Aaron.
should know.
I
Jason Goes to Hell is a very
said-
contentious
said-
topic.
Jason Goes to Hell. That's all I have to say. I said that. That's all I have to
Yeah.
say.
You did,
In
but you should
fairness,
also
though,
know.
in fairness, this
Hey,
is just
y'all,
like Jason
y'all.
Takes Manhattan. The
It
fucker
was supposed
doesn't
to be
get
a
to
funny
hell
joke.
until the end of the fucking movie.
But at least Jason Takes Manhattan was fun along
Yeah.
the ride.
Yeah, I like Manhattan.
Jason Goes to Hell had
And you
good
like this
kills, but there was no Jason. So.
I take
When the,
umbrage
two
with
people
anything.
are, when the two people are fucking in the tent and he sticks to one girl and rips her in half, that's awesome.
That
That's
is a good
probably
one.
it.
I'll give it that.
That's really all I can think of.
All right. So moving on to the final questions, guys. Movies that involve hell, movies that involve the demonic forces, demons, devils, what have you. What is it about these themes that seem to make these movies? Like what is it about these themes that people find convenient to put into their movies? Like what is it about it?
Offhand, I would probably say it's the great unknown. You know,
Yeah.
everybody always has their own interpretation of what hell is. So,
You fear what you don't know.
yeah, I mean,
So.
you know, for anybody who's going to make, if you want to make a horror movie, you could easily take the concept of hell, put that in the movie, and nobody can say you were wrong because it's your interpretation of hell.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
Good.
It's universal too. Like everybody's
No matter even no matter the religion or at least the theology that you're familiar with. The concept of demon.
Yeah, every religion throughout the world has their own belief in hell and heaven and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what is hell worthy? That's another. That's a question in and of itself. What is hell worthy?
Mm-hmm.
Trenchy, you have anything to add on that one? Oh,
I agree. It's very multiple.
that is a good question. Trent?
I guess not.
Trent, you there?
Oh no, my bad. I cut you off.
No. Go ahead, dude. Do it.
No, I was just going to say, it's like you guys said, it's very multiple. You can do a comedy with it. You can do an action movie with it. You can do horror. Hell, they did a musical with the Devil's Carnival. You can do anything with it.
Yes.
It's very.
Devil's Carnival is fantastic.
I love Devil's Carnival.
I love that, man. It's my profile pic. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, that's what your profile pic is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a sequel to Devil's Carnival.
Alrighty. It's raining men.
And then,
Hallelujah. Never mind.
no, that's cool. Cool. I think
Go
we'll
ahead,
go just with what qualifies as hell, right? That was the question.
Yeah, what qualifies as what sin deserves hell? That's I think a very thing because because there's mental illness that involves in it, and if you commit something under, do you deserve hell or is it a clear mind? There, and then is mental illness a form of hell? Because look at exorcisms and stuff. You can the church is always
Pretty much every exorcism case in
Yeah,
real life has been correlated.
If you've watched a movie called The Taking of Deborah Lorca,
Deborah Logan,
yeah.
Deborah Logan,
yeah,
yeah.
that's a
That's
fucking
a great movie. I love it.
It's a pretty good movie.
I think it's just it's universal, and that people we all fear it, and we all probably have done at least one thing in our lives, if not more, that probably we're our own judge and jury, that we could think, okay, if there's a hell, I probably deserve this because it's human nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's always this thing of born of original sin.
Yeah. It's.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to, what do you consider your own personal hell?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know that hell is, the fictional realm of hell is one of great torturing, and that's what's written. But I guess it's more of what do you think of hell when you actually think of it?
I like coming from a devout Catholic background with really shitty fucking church. When I think of hell, I think of a way of controlling people and putting fear into people and making people not want to fucking break the status quo for fear they'll be fucking forever tormented. And
from kindergarten to 6th grade, I went to a private Christian school, so I know all about it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
And they could paddle you, and they could use corporal punishment and everything. They had Bible study. They'd spank you in
the thing is, Art, not
front of the other
like,
kids. They'd humiliate
from
you.
fucking
It'd scare
like
you.
my dad told me stories about when he was growing up, when he was like fucking 10 or 11. The priest would be going around, and there's a term for it. You basically would pay your way into heaven, and if you missed the payment, you would end up going to hell. You had to pay a certain amount every week to the diocese.
I don't know about that.
That was what fucking happened in Ireland. And if you didn't pay, you were named and shamed in church, and you were told, "Oh, Johnny so-and-so is going to hell, and so is his family, and so is his grandmother." And that was just the most fucked
They would
up
have
thing.
like the donation thing, but it wasn't like if you don't do it, you're going to be punished or anything.
Oh, no. Here you are. You are. You were told you were going to fucking hell if you didn't. Or if you had a child out of wedlock. Or if it's just fucking absolute fucking bullshit. I mean, honest to God. Fuck the church.
Austin Powers Gold Member. That stupid fucking movie came out when I was there at that school. I got in trouble just for talking about the movie. Just because they heard me say Gold Member and they knew the movie. I got in trouble.
I believe it.
You can't talk about that here.
Fuck the church. Well, yeah, no. For me, Ethel, when I think of hell, I think of something. It's up there with fucking folklore. It's just something. Instead of telling a child, instead of telling a child a scary story to make them eat their fucking vegetables, it's telling an adult to make them fucking follow the fucking status quo. And that's why I have no fucking time or fucking credence for hell. I do believe people's beliefs are important. If you believe in a heaven, great, but don't ever threaten someone with fucking eternal damnation because you want to fucking control them. Sorry, got a bit of passion there. But
I agree. I got told in a church I was going to hell because I wasn't baptized. Like, and that I had no chance because I was supposed to be baptized as a baby. And it's like, oh, you weren't baptized as a baby? You're going to hell. I'm sorry. And it's like, what? But please stay and listen to our church services.
But what about contrition? Like you can, like, you know, for your sins. Like, do you believe in that? Like,
No.
if you've done a terrible sin, do you think there's enough that you can not whitewash it away, but sort of balance the scales?
I suppose, but
You know, that brings up, it's a joke I heard, but D.L. Hughley had it to say, and he's like, why go to confession when Jesus Christ said any man can come to me? So if you're going to confess your sins, why go to a middleman? We can just go to the Lord Himself.
It's about control.
Critical.
Again,
Exactly.
I'm probably fucking damned.
And they get all this. They get all the secrets
If
too.
pissing into a holy water font
Then
in
they
a
know
church
all your
doesn't
stuff.
send me to fucking hell, fuck it. I don't care. I unloaded my entire fucking bladder into a fucking local holy water font. Just fuck those fucking dirty child bugger motherfuckers.
Yes.
hell
That is
yeah,
awesome.
that kicks ass.
That is
No,
cool
but
fuck.
seriously, fuck the Catholic Church. Galway.
I wouldn't do it at mine because they use the water for baptizing babies and whatnot.
Fuck that.
It's a Baptist
Hey,
church.
do you think they give a shit about
Catholic
babies?
churches are
There's a
different,
place in
right?
Galway with 300 babies under a fucking car park. This is a fucking Catholic church, so fuck them cunts. Sorry.
Exactly. No, Marty, I agree with you all the way. And not
No,
just Catholic. Fuck all the churches. Fuck all the churches. They're all controlling it.
Like, I don't know, like I'm with Trench on this one. Like I'm going hell just for existing, So hey, that's cool.
No,
I mean, I don't
there's
believe in it, but
there's no hell. There's what we do in the fucking afterlife. If we feel we're a good person, like if we've no fucking guilt that we haven't done something awful, our fucking the energy in our I'm gonna sound like some fucking weird guru. I think that the main law is energy can't be destroyed, it can only be changed. Our brain is powered by some form of electricity. So that's our consciousness. That's what makes us us. So I think we go off and we create our own fucking afterlife. That energy is deposited and you end up existing in what you believe to be the better afterlife. If you're a shitty person and that's your last thought, then you're going to fucking make yourself your own version of hell. But I genuinely don't think that there's a fucking place to go down to where you'll roast for liking someone of the same gender, fucking not being baptized, not shellfish. Can you fuck religion? According to the Bible, you can go to hell for eating fucking shellfish. You can go to hell for fucking wearing synthetic fibers. Fuck that. What fucking bullshit. I mean, sorry.
I agree.
There's a James Baldwin quote that says, people pay for their sins and they pay for them simply by the lives they lead.
Yeah.
That could be one's hell in a way.
You guys hear about the guy who went to hell?
No.
I've heard about a couple people that said they have.
He got down
Not
there,
like
right? And everybody's standing around, waist deep in shit, drinking coffee. And he's looking around and he's like, oh, hey, this ain't that bad. And then the bell rings and they said, all right, everybody breaks over, get back on your heads.
Oh.
God damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the convenience of hell, folks. Great SWAT device for movies, TV shows. Convenient way to get a bill you're gonna buy. So yeah, convenience to hell. And that's been Sci-Fi Sunday. Join us next Sunday. We're going to be doing Terror from the Deep Stream We'll be talking about deep sea monster movies and the horrors of the deep in film, and that'll be pretty cool. That'll be 7/18/21 that Sunday, so the next week. And I just want to ask people, what have you got coming in the pipeline? I'll start from the bottom right. Marty, what's up next, man? What's coming down the pipe?
I'm hoping next week to do maybe a stream and maybe have yourself on women's progression in horror, how it's changed in the last 40 years. If I can get a big enough crew of ladies together to do it. I know Jen is definitely up for it, so we'll see what we can fucking plug together, and I'll keep you posted.
Oh, sweet. I'd be down. Jen and Christian, what's next from you guys? What's the next project?
A lot.
I've been gone for a month, so a lot of catch up on movies we've missed. But firstly, starting tomorrow, we are doing Shark Week, talking about all those classic shark films like Grizzly 2, Piranha 2, Alligator 2, Lake Placid, and Anaconda.
You're doing that mother-son bonding time. That's
Yep. So,
see,
yeah.
that would never happen with my mother because I'd end up killing her first, or she'd kill me before. Yeah,
He's dreamed about it a lot.
it would be
But in
work.
fairness, most people have.
Excellent. So let's look forward to that. Trench, what's going on, man? What's next on the list? What's up?
Whenever Spidey July episode 2 gets finished, I don't know at this point. Hopefully it's done by the end of July, but we'll see what happens. So that should be done whenever. I don't know.
Cool.
Sweet.
I don't know.
Mark, what's up next for you, man? What's going on? Streams, videos? What's happening?
I'm going to be doing a review of Fear Streets, 1994 and 1978.
Nice. Yeah. That's sweet.
I'm trying to hold off on it though because I want to I'm waiting for 666 to come out. So I can review all three of them.
Oh, if you want to guess for any of those
That should be
reviews,
pretty good.
let me know.
All right. What's coming on next, dude? You got any more streams planned?
No,
what's
just,
the rule on that?
Streams, just streams. More streams. Less penis and more streams. You know?
Oh man.
Well, no, I mean less unsolicited. You know what I mean? Like there's good penis and
Art
there's
says
bad.
he's done dicking around.
I want a buddy
I'm
cop.
done dicking around.
He's done dicking around. But excellent. I look forward to seeing more of
Why did that one?
these
That was a stupid.
and potentially hopping on them, assuming the internet holds out. But yeah, guys, that's the show. I've been joined here by Art, by Mark, Monsters, Madmen,
Hello.
by the Soul Trenchcoat, by Jen's Reviews from the Grave, and by the Crash Picture Show. Marty, over there. Check them out. Go see this stuff. If you haven't seen them, you're unfamiliar with it. Go take a look at the videos. Always a good time. If you like this video, give it a like. Give it a thumbs up. If you hate this video, give it a thumbs down. I mean, what the hell, What do you got to lose? It's not like you can get kicked out. If you don't like it, you
Come
want to
pick
go
her up.
anyway. And if you like me, you like my videos, you're interested in my stuff, perhaps subscribe, and then you'll get it as a notification, and you can get all the videos. And if you're really super enthused about it, and you actually want to talk to me, talk to me. Go to @_Ethel_Cross_ and say hi. I'll talk. I got nothing else to do. But I want to thank everybody in the chat for joining me. Ben Grimm. Did I forget anybody in the chat, guys? Am I forgetting anybody?
Ben, John, Sadie.
I don't. Oh, Coriander. We had Coriander in here as well. So thank you to all of them, and check out their stuff. And, I'll see you guys next Sunday. Thanks a lot. Adios.
Bye, guys.
Stay frosty.
Night, guys.
Later. Bye. All that.